far from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there is nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the nightmare, but when I stopped to see those eyes begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try it. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have the time to find. And if I wake tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'm falling asleep when I'm home, when I'm alone. No way to go, no one that can see through that side of the light. I can see my life is crap, I have to see them too.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hi, good evening, Dirt fans, and welcome. We are back at it again for another great, exciting Hometown Heroes here, and we got some exciting things to go over. Also got some exciting changes here in the league. You know, we used to be the G-Force Racing League, but now everything has changed. It is Coast2Coast Racing League, and definitely check them out. So we've got a lot of stuff to go over in the Hometown Heroes here for the summer event, and we'll get all that in through our pre-race show here tonight. As John right now, he'll be coming up here in the booth with me here just shortly. He's kind of resetting a few things on his PC side there. But we're also going to get a talk with one of the Gambler Motorsports guys, Daniel Vault, here in a few, about what he's going to see tonight and whatnot. New track this season, Lernerville. I like this place. It's in its name, Lernerville. You learn a lot here. One thing you learn is stay off that topside cushion a lot of times going to the turns because there is no wall. We're going to see a lot of guys either go fishing or hunting out there in the woods. So it's going to be a fun event, fun time here tonight. Going to be some good stuff. Got some new sponsors on board. Cool Rays Heating and AC there, and plumbing and whatnot. I mean, we got a lot of great things to go over, and it's just going to be a good season here so far. I'm really pumped up and excited. Coast2Coast Racing League, definitely changing up the name a little bit, coming on board here, Coast2Coast Racing League. We've talked about them time and time again. They definitely are a mix of guys from the U.S. and Canadian area, and obviously, I guess they would eventually they could be called Worldwide Racing League if they wanted to bring in some UKer guys onto the brand. But nonetheless, coming on board, changing up the name a little bit as we got a pre-race show here. The guys are getting set. John, you back here yet, man?
Still trying to work through the technical difficulties here.
Okay. All right, well, that's fine. Well, like I say, we got a lot here to talk about here tonight. We got new website in, and obviously we'll get that plugged in. Got some new sponsors out here tonight. Definitely want to welcome Lucas Oil Empire, Super Sprints out there. Obviously, some of the old sponsors still on board. Icon, Gambler Motorsports. We got a new one out here called Can-Am Racing Team, SBGC 3D Printing still on board. Just a lot of great guys. We'll get through a lot of them here tonight and so forth and so on. Man, we'll appreciate everybody tuning in. Also, go check out, because we're also live on a new, they got a new website, C2CRL.com. Now, I might have to get used to saying that because I got so used to saying the other one so much. But C2CRL.com, which is basically Coast2Coast Racing League for short. Check out everything you need to know there. And then I'm going to tell you what, tonight we're live here, on C2C on the YouTube channel. Go look up Coast2Coast Racing League on YouTube. Obviously, OSR Network on Facebook. I always say pick your poison, know which one you want. But it ought to be a good one here. As I know John says he's still dealing with some technical difficulties.
Yep, I'm here.
Oh, you got back here? All right, well, good deal. Well, John, I tell you what, let's real quick see if we can't bring up Daniel Vault here, man from Gambler, and let's get a word with him.
Hey, Daniel, it's John up in the booth. You got a copy?
Do have a copy. How are you doing today, John?
I'm doing good. Sorry for the little bit of delay. I had a little bit of technical difficulties here, but how you feeling about new season? You're a runner-up in this series last season, and what's your strategy to start this new one?
Well, I think it's kind of the same as last year. Try to get a good enough qualifying to make the invert. Try to make the A main in the heat race without having to run the B or the C, and just try to avoid any big incidents as much as I can. I think that's going to be kind of tough here at Lernerville in the 305s, where you can really get some big slide jobs, and really leads to guys giving you that slide job off of turn 2 and pushing you off the top of the track.
Yeah, hey, you've got a long season here ahead. I know you like this track. Why don't you get out there and qualify, and good luck tonight.
Okay, thanks. Have a good one.
Yeah, there we go. We got that's Daniel Vault, like you just said. Switching it over here to our qualifying session. See if we can get Vault back down there into his room right fast. It's gonna be Gambler. You can find it, Gambler Motorsports. There we go. All right, well, we're switching it over here. By the way, iRacing League Manager. If you run a league, own a league, do anything with a league, check those guys out. They are going to be our driver standings, division standings here, sponsor for the series so far. And obviously, first race of the night, don't have any standings yet, but I'll give a shout out to the iRacing League Manager. As right now, qualifying here, as we got the Pit Stop Podcast. If you've not checked out the Pit Stop Podcast, you need to check that out at our Coast2Coast Racing League on YouTube. It's nice to see Preston and Roger. They interview a lot of guys throughout the league, week in and week out. So definitely check it out. Get a lot of developments and insights to what's going on to the league on the Pit Stop Podcast there tonight for qualifying. Who's going to put it up here on quick time? Lane Snook. Well, never mind. Brandon Schultz. There we go, John. Top.
Yeah. Hey, if you can jump to my car, we got about a minute and a half. I can take everybody around the track real quick here.
All right. Let's go to, let's find John here. There's John. All right. Well, we did this before, folks. We're going to go on board here with John Hine, and he's going to give us kind of an insight on what these guys are going to be trying to tackle around Lernerville here real quick.
Yeah, the big thing is here, last season down at Cedar Lake, I saw guys running the bottom a whole lot. Here, different story. We're going to all be up top. You're going to see the guys up here. This is going to be primarily the fastest way around the track. If you hit this cushion just right, you're going to fly around here. Early on, the bottom will be there, and in the feature, you'll see the lanes move around. You've got a couple of different options here. You've got the low right through here. You have to really work the throttle to drive up strong out of the corner. You'll come back down here, do it again here on the bottom, pitch it in, and then you want to drive it as straight as you can, back up off, and the middle groove will come in a little bit too. So you'll have three viable options here. But the thing about running up here on the top, why don't we look, if you jump it, that is a long way down. And it runs all the way down the back straightaway. You see the orange fence down there, it's a big hill, and once you get off of that hill, it's game over. And the coolest thing about this track, evidently Lightning McQueen lives here, the bus up here, at least for us in the Oculus and whatnot up here, it's got Lightning McQueen, but right here gives a view of how far back up that hill is. So you can live on the edge and run it fast up here, but boy, there's a penalty if you jump it.
I'll tell you what, that's some good insight right there. And like we said, I liken the name of this track. It's pretty much in it, Lernerville. You learn a lot. One I've always said is learn to stay off that top side cushion in the turns, because like what you showed there, you could head off into no man's lands. We're getting set here to go on our heat race number 1 here tonight. That's actually going to be a new sponsor out here, Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints. Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints celebrating 37 years of exciting 360 sprint car action. They are in the northeastern part of the United States and Canada. Well, they got stars like Paul, I can't even pronounce his last name, I apologize, James Barney, Chuck Heben, Matt Tanner, apologize about some of those names, folks, and many more to come to dirt tracks near you, so definitely check them out on Facebook and on Twitter there. Lucas Oil Empire Sprint, Super Sprints here tonight as we are getting set to rid these guys up.
Exciting new season, everything resets. So if you didn't have the results you wanted last season, here's your chance to start a new track, different discipline. There's a lot of little nuances that are going to be completely different for these guys than what they were doing last year. Same car, but a completely different track and different skill set to get around here.
It is 305s out here tonight first. Obviously, we still got, 360s here, and it's going to be the same, format as the Hometown Heroes, folks. We're going to have, different style races, first responders, the ladies, just all kinds of things throughout the season. More to come. Like I say, definitely check it out on the C2C. Might have to get that website down. I'm so used to saying the other one so much.
Yeah.
But go to the Let me find it again. I want to find
Almost
it.
feel like we need that, the swear jar when we were kids. You had to put a quarter in it. You have
Yeah.
to put a quarter in it every time we say the GForceRL.com.
I did. I said it. I said so much, but a C2CRL.com. So just replace the other part with it. But a C2CRL.com. Definitely check out and get all the information on what's going to happen on the Hometown Heroes and whatnot. So awesome here tonight. Definitely appreciate Cool Rays coming on board. Definitely got our Epsilon sprint routes. We're getting set here to go green flag.
This should be exciting here. These guys, I know they're chomping at the bit to get going again with a new track and everything else. It's going to be a fun season. We got some things planned, not just for we'll see the Pro Lates come in, I think. And next week is one I'm really excited about to do the Hawkeye Challenge, where we're going to put these 305s on the track with the sprints and the mods. So multi-class dirt racing.
That's unusual. That'll be interesting. All right.
They actually do that. They do that for real in Boone, Iowa.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, if you go out, you look for it on YouTube. Look up Hawkeye Nationals. Craziest stuff I've ever seen.
I'll have to check that out. The only thing I ever know is road racing wise. Pace trucks in. Here we go. Kicking the system off. Well, we are going to kick the system off. We're going to kick the season off here. I'm on tongue time, folks. I'm on vacation. So we got Nicholas Victory out front, and he already falls back. We got Josh Gerlach out front there now with Brandon Schultz. There are 3 wide here at Lernerville already.
Yeah, they are. And this track will allow them to do that. Lots of room out there with it being nice and tacky, and all 3 lines will probably work just as well, too. So these guys got options early on.
Yeah, it is. Donovan Ross digging down on the inside. He's up to 4. Nicholas Victory there alone with a single file. Here we go. Inside slide job move by Josh Gerlach. He's going to try to take the lead. Not going to happen, as he's still going to hang on to that lead. Brandon Schultz there in second. He's got trouble with Nicholas Victory. Well, these guys are all over really racy so far in these 305s.
Yeah, they are. And, what we saw last season, remember, you'd always see somebody in a transfer spot in the last lap or 2 of a heat, get themselves in trouble. So I'll be interested to see if that happens again this season.
Well, remember that 4th place spot's where you want to be to get into the feature. Donovan Ross has it locked down. Zach Chapman, though, is a man trying to see if he can't put a slider on the inside. He had lost a lot of momentum. Lance Ripka hanging on, still up front, though. Gerlach and Brandon Schultz won't give up on each other. They are doing a little do-si-do dance round and round. Here's a man out front. Gerlach takes it back. That's a winding down here in our first Lucas Oil heat race here tonight.
Yeah, he slides up in front of the leader there, and now we've got a side-by-side going here into turn 3.
Yes, we do. That's going to put Gerlach there along with Schultz. Schultz fires back on the outside, though. He takes the lead. Gerlach falls to second. Victory still hanging on to third. Chapman's able to move it up to 4th. Ross right there again, trying to see if he can't get it back, as that's a good battle for that final transfer spot.
Much like last season. Oh, we got Lance Ripka with a little bit out of there. But
yeah.
The same deal as last season. This is a momentum car. If you break the momentum a little bit, and sometimes that's easy to do when you're in those lower lanes, that outside can just keep her wound up and keep the momentum and keep the speed.
Absolutely. Brandon Schultz is going to put it in victory lane here, as Chapman's going to hang on to that final transfer spot in this one, as heat race 1 under wraps as we go into our heat race number 2 here tonight. That's right, Icon Sim Sports. If you're looking for a rig that's going to suit you, built for you, and one-of-a-kind, custom-made to you, and definitely got some extraordinary customer service, check out iconsimsports.com. They will definitely get you hooked up. Out front, we got Daniel Vaught looking good. We got then Daniel Blau right there behind him. Jamie McCarron starting in 3rd. Randy Shreves in 4th. Bob DeGood's going to be up in the 5th place spot. Jeffrey Kemper there in 6th. Roger Craig starting in 7th. Terry E. Landis in 8th. And John's not going to be racing, but he's out there.
Yeah, I'm out there in spirit.
He's out there in spirit. Yeah, he's out there in spirit. So 8 cars, top 4. They're going to go straight on to the heat here tonight. Lernerville. Looks like a little more racier track than what Cedar Lake was. Cedar Lake looks like it bogged down some of these 305s. This one here looks like it's allowing them to slide a little bit more with more momentum.
Yeah, the corners are, the little more banking and whatnot allows them to do that. And I do believe this track's just a little bit bigger too. So Yeah, you've got a lot more options here, and I do expect some really great racing, especially later once the track sets in and they're trying to kind of work their way out through the features. So this is going to be fun this season. Everybody should enjoy what they see here.
Absolutely. It's kicking this thing off here, Hometown Heroes. Folks, I want to appreciate it, everybody coming out. So it's going to be the, and I want to say, and I hope I get this right, apologize to the sponsor out there, but I'm going to say that the title sponsor has got to be Cool Race. But, let's see.
Cool Race Heating and Plumbing?
That's what I'm looking on my little sheet over here. Maybe Roger's out there. Well, Roger's racing. He better pay attention to the track. We were about to ask him.
Andy Piercefield out there. If you're in the state of Georgia, it's hot this time of year, and you have a problem with that air conditioner, you need to look up.
That's
Cool
right. Absolutely. I mean, Cool Rays, he, proud sponsor here. Appreciate him coming on board. I know they're one of the major title sponsors here, Coast2Coast Racing League. We'll get into more of that here as the weeks go along. But green flag, heat race number 2 underway. Right now, Daniel Vaughn, he takes it out front. They're 3 wide back behind him, though.
And Daniel Wow gets quite a run coming off of 2, be able to be up top there. But Daniel's up top now. Daniel.
I know, you're tongue-tied.
Yeah, I got 2 Daniels up front there. But Vaught is up front, and he's got it wound up. He's going to be, as long as he stays up there, he's going to get spot in the catbird's feet here early on.
Yes, it is. Right now, nose to tail right there. Got on those tail tanks there. Shreves, he's on the back end of Blau right there. He's going to look to see if he can't take that spot away. Peaks on the inside, not going to get it done. Nobody right now is flirting with disaster up on that cushion quite yet, but everybody's still maintaining that single file run all the way back throughout the entire field until the top one there. He's going to the inside. Look at that slide job.
Yes, sir. And he didn't lose a whole lot of momentum, but just enough for Daniel to cross him over here going into 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Here comes Vault back to the inside, pushed him up to the wall, kind of squeezed him a little bit there as they head off into the turn. He's going to try to dive it to the outside. They make contact, and there you go, off to the infield, outfield, whichever one.
Yeah, that's pretty aggressive for early on in the night here, but these guys are bringing it right off the bat. And when you're up on the cushion here early, it's what I would term a heavy cushion. You see a lot of dark along the outer rim of the track. That will catch these cars as they sling them in there. Later on, look where that dark rim is. It's not going to be right there, and it's not going to catch the cars quite as easy.
Vault in trouble. He got hooked up onto the wall right there. He is way back out of it. Right now, still hanging on the 4th. I don't know how he did that one because he got tangled up with Craig and Landis, and Roger Craig's out there fishing in no man's land. Bob did good, though. All of a sudden, he's going, hey, I'm in 3rd. I keep this up, I'm going to be in the feature here. Checkered flags, only got one more turn to get it done. Randy Shreves is going to win it here. McCarron 2nd. The Good's going to come home in 3rd, and Vault right there in 4th. Man, what a finish to this one. That was a wild one there in this heat race.
Poor Vault. He made a lot of contact in that heat race, so he's going to have to gather it back up and regroup and be ready for this feature. Hopefully it goes a little smoother for him.
Absolutely. Well, here we go. We got our heat race number 3, Gambler Motorsports E-Racing Esports race style team. They do dirt, asphalt, sports cars. They even do the endurance style races, 24 hours of Le Mans and Daytona. Check them out on Facebook, Gambler Motorsports. Got some great crew out here tonight. Steven Bixler on pole here for heat race 3. Brian Moore Sr. starts 2nd. Trent Verstraeten going to be in 3rd. Lane Snook back out there in 4th. Aiden Young in the 5th. Tommy Gum up in the 6th. Dean Reynolds starts 7th. David Tomashi, hope I said that right, in 8th. And Nathan Aldridge starts in 9th.
This will be pretty interesting to watch this heat. Lane, he dominated a lot of Cedar Lake last season. So he's got to reset this year, but there's some really good guys in here. Brian Moore, and Trevor Straighten, this guy is fast. I see him almost fast everywhere we go, and I think the guy just has horrible luck at some of these things. So I look for this to be a pretty intense heat race too.
And you say that too, that some guys are fast week in and week out. Like you said, just can't seem to break out of that bad luck. kind of spirit. It seems like every time they turn around, they're getting caught up into something, and they know they got fast cars and probably could win some races or have some very good finishes. But like what you just said, it was just bad luck always around the corner.
Yeah, and most of the time it's not even of his making. So, I mean, that's got to be a lot more frustration. But he's got speed. He can hang his hat on that, and he can shine right here, get into the feature here right off the bat. With the car count we have tonight, making that top 4 is going to be critical because you never know what's going to happen in those B or C features.
Absolutely. Here we go. Our heat race here tonight. It's going to be a good one here, folks. Hope everybody enjoyed it so far. Enjoying this thing right now. Self.
Yeah, they've been racy so far, so this will be fun.
Absolutely. All right. Heat race number 3, Gambler Motorsports here tonight. Title sponsor, Green Flag, Stephen Bixler and company up front. They get on it right there with Brian Moore Sr. Everybody's kind of still even. They're 3 wide already back there for the 4th and final transfer spot. Little contact, though.
Oh, that narrowed up quick coming out of 2 there.
Yes, it did. You still got Lane Snook right there in the middle. He's back in the 4th place. A little bit of contact, pushing and shoving. It's like a little tightness on these cars. They're getting up against that wall real quick like here tonight.
What I'm seeing is like if you're not up on that top groove and you're like about a lane down, the cars up that are on that top groove are just getting these massive runs, and they're up beside the other guy before they even know it. And I think it's catching them out, and I think that's what's causing a lot of the contact, not only in this race, but the last one too. But now we're 3 wide here, looks like, for second.
Yes, we are. It's 3 wide second. Lane Snook's going to take that second place spot. Stephen Bixler is going to fall back there in the 3rd. Verstraeten's going to hang on to the 4th place there. Aiden Young, he's up to 5th right now. He's trying to get in that final transfer spot there in the 4th place. He is riding along the backside into Verstraeten to see if he can make a mistake, or see if Verstraeten does make a mistake and he can capitalize on it. He's looking, but everybody kind of single file right now.
Now he goes down to the inside to give that inside a look there, and you just see that momentum carry the 88 right back around him as they go down the straightaway.
So far, so good. Everybody's just kind of being really patient for the moment as it's kind of spread out. Single file, Brian Moore Sr. out front right now. He's in control of this one. Lane Snook's trying to run him down. I don't know. He's probably going to run out of time. Stephen Bixler hanging on the 3rd, but Verstraeten's right there on his back tail tank. He's got a little breathing room for Aiden Young there, sitting in the 5th place as a white flag flies.
That 1 to go. I think Lane, if he had about 2 more laps, it sure would be interesting, but I just don't think he's going to get there.
Nah, he just started a little too far back. Verstraeten and Bixler right there. Look at this slide job on the outside. Boom, drag race to the lead there, but Bixler is going to be able to hang on to 4th. Brian Moore Sr. is going to bring this one home.
Yeah, you might not see they're both in a transfer spot, but I tell you that getting that last position there, that moves you up a couple rows in the feature. You've heard me say before, the more you pass here, the less you have to pass later. That's true in these heat races too.
Yes, it is. Heat race number 4. New sponsor out here, Can-Am Racing Team. They got a Can-Am Racing Team. They got the cart features drivers from coast to coast in the U.S. and Canada. And I'm proud to be a part of the Coast2Coast Racing League from the inception. Can-Am Racing Team out here tonight. There's our heat race number 4. We got Jeffrey Barker, Tom Taylor up front. You got Matthew Croak. He's going to be in there with starting 4th. Andy Patton up in the 3rd. G.J. Boydell starting 5th. Kirk Shader. Kirk, we'll just stay with Kirk. It's starting to 6th. Luke in 7th, and Donald Dory rounds out the 8th place. And it looks like Robert Crawley did not grid up.
And I would say that's Schatzer. I'm probably
Schatzer?
wrong.
Okay.
That's what I would.
What about the Luke one? Luke
Gazaric.
Gazaric? Okay. All right. Still working on some names, folks. I know. Hey.
Hey, I grew up with a last name that half my teachers in school, the first 2 weeks of school, they never got my name right. So it happens. But I tell you, Matthew, looking at this heat race, we got some good guys in here too. Matthew Crookey there is starting 4th. He had a good run Monday night in the Renegades. He was up front for a long time in that. So he's going to be really strong here to see how he does with this little bit less power here in the 305.
Yeah, you got to be some momentum built here with these 305s. Like I said, Tom Taylor's going to bring them to the line. Green flag here as we're racing heat race 4. He gets a good jump out front. Barker right there on the inside is going to try to see if he can't put a slide job on him. He does. The Barker takes it to the top point. They're still battling 3 wide back for the transfer spot. And it's bumper cars. Ouch. Who was that? It went off down in there. That's Andy Patton. Wow.
Yeah, they just ran out of real estate there, 3 wide. You know, the track looks big and wide, but once you get cars side by side, much less 3 wide, the track gets real narrow real quick. And now Croaky has a little bit of a problem down the straightaway.
Yeah, what I'm seeing is these guys right now are just getting into each other. I mean, these cars are just, looks like a little manhandling right now to trying to have to bring them around. So we'll have to see if they kind of get them straight later on. Right there when they try to do the slide jobs. And again, we talk about the 305 car. It doesn't have that power to where they can just kind of sling them into the turns and kind of let them drive. Tom Taylor hanging on the third. We got to go back here to Donald Dory because he's got 3 cars back on his tail thing, looking back there to trying to take his transfer spot away from him.
Yeah, they are fighting tooth and nail, and oh man.
Croaky's still right there. Donald Dory in the 5th. Well, that's a good battle.
Yes, it is. It's making me glad I'm up here in the booth with you.
Right now, and then Luke was the one that slid up there into the 4th final transfer spot. And G.J. Boydell finding himself up here in 2nd, battling for the lead over Bixler. Tom Taylor right there in the 3rd. But you've got Gazaric hanging on to the 4th place final transfer. Croaky, remember, he got caught up in a little bit of trouble early on. He's still seeing if he can't battle up there and get that spot back. Everybody's kind of single file except for the battle for the lead. Boydell's looking to the inside.
Yeah, and Greg's starting to get that middle rolling there. The only problem is you see Jeff Barker there just getting that momentum coming off the corner.
Oh, 4th place man back there. Tom Taylor got in the back end. Luckily, it was not in turn 2 or 3, or he probably could have knocked himself right out of the feature. It was coming out of 4, but that will bring us over to, should be our B main here tonight. I don't think we're going to have a C main here tonight. We have had some.
Yeah, we're going to have a C main, and only 4 out of these guys will advance.
Oh, so yeah, we do got a C main. Okay.
And you've got some big names in here too, so I
yes,
mean,
we do. Ryan Carlissi? Hope I said that right. Daniel Blau. Carlissi? Yeah, Daniel Blau. Wow, that's a heavy hitter name right there. Dean Reynolds. You got Matthew Croaky, Joe Halter, Jeffrey Kemper going to start in 5th, Andy Patton starting in 6th, David Tomashi right there in 7th, and Ryan Carlissi. I think we went over that one last season. Apologize again, but he's in 8th, and actually looks like Ryan, Lance, Robert, and Brandon did not grid.
That means everybody on the track will make it. That'll take a load off their shoulders.
So, little technical difficulties maybe on their end. Don't know the reason why they're not gridding up, but
I know
unfortunate.
My computer is acting squirrely. You know, Windows does those updates randomly, so you never know what happens to guys out here in the virtual world.
Oh, as I've always said it, you know, there's a lot of things you just can't control. So, you know, we are on the virtual world, folks, and well
just like
Mother
our
Nature
real,
stuff, yeah.
It's like our real world counterparts. You know, sometimes you go to fire the motor and something's bad in the motor and it shuts you down for the night before you even hit the track. Been there, done that. So it can happen no matter virtual or real world.
Absolutely, and here we go. We'll see what out front. Pace trucks in. C main time here tonight. Hometown heroes here for the Coast2Coast Racing League. Green flag flies. Blau gets a good jump out front. Reynolds right there along with him. So it's just kind of a test prep for these guys. But like what you always say, the more positions they can make up, the better start they're going to have.
Yeah, you want to be as far up in front of these as you possibly can. These are short races, so you got a short way to go and a short time to get there.
There we go. The only thing is we're not hauling moonshine, so we'll be okay. As we got Coors beer, yeah, that too. Okay, Croaky hanging on the 3rd. He's battling it out there on the top side, but he's got Reynolds down low. Here comes Halter along with him. So it's a good 2x2 battle for the lead and for the 2nd, 3rd place spot. You can see you were talking about the cushion here at Lernerville. The one thing I like seeing, because the way around this track just very fast, is you want to diamond that cushion up there. get that back rear wheel or tire right there, and it's almost like you are cutting the cushion going around. It's a beautiful thing when it's done right, but it's dangerous when it doesn't.
Yeah, it really, really is. And what makes it difficult is if you hit it right in one corner, it gives you such a launch down the next straightaway that you could be carrying more speed as you either enter turn 1 or 3, and then you jump the cushion because your timing's thrown off because all of a sudden you're carrying 3 or 4 extra mile an hour going into that corner.
Absolutely. Joe Halter a little bit in trouble. He had to drop back to the 6th place spot there. Good battle going on here with Andy Patton. He looks on the inside. For the moment, he is battling it out there. Looks like with Jeffrey Kemper. He's way up there on that top side cushion right now. Blau still the man out front with Croaky there in second. You got Reynolds hanging on to the 3rd place spot. That's him and Andy Patton duking it out with each other. Patton looks at the inside. He's going to fall back behind him.
Yeah, that looks like they're all I see them trying different lanes all through the thing. So I think you're doing exactly what you were saying earlier, just a little bit of a test prep for him here. I want to keep that top spot, but I sure try running in one of those other lanes because they're going to need other lanes to pass.
And right now you do see the top 2 guys running the top side cushion. The 2nd or 3rd and 4th place guy looks like they're meddling down there onto the middle to low line. So that's going to help push this thing as a feature comes in. Because we still got the B main here too, so you still gonna have a lot more guys moving, try to work in that bottom lane. And we've seen it time and time again in the features as the green flag, actually the checkered flag flies. Lyle's gonna bring it home here tonight into C main. Good run by these guys here too.
Yep.
Gonna bring us up into our B main. SBGC 3D printing. And if you've not checked out Tom Taylor and Company with a lot of his 3D print work, check him out at sbgc3d.com. You get a look at all his work. We're going to look at his work here a little bit later on here, some of the videos. But he does a awesome job with some props and everything with that 3D machine he's got. But we got 12 drivers out here. And 12 drivers. 4 transfer?
8 will go.
8 transfer. All right. So
4 will go home.
4's going home. 8's transferring. We got Terry Landis out front. Donovan Ross going to hang on to 2nd. Aiden Young starting 3rd. Donald Dory starting 4th. Zane Walters 5th. Roger Craig up there in 6th. Tom McGom 7th. Kurt Schatzer. Kurt S. We'll just say Kurt S. Starting at 7th. Then Matthew Croaky there in 9th. Daniel Blau in 10th. Andy Patton in 11th. Dean Reynolds in 12th. So we do got some heavy hitter names there. Blau way back there. Andy Patton's back there. Croaky's back there. Outside looking in. So they got their work cut out for them. Yeah,
they do. And it goes back to, the importance of, trying to get as far up front as you can. So these guys, they're going to have to pass a few cars to get there, but they got the time, and the track is now in the condition that they can get it done. So they just got to be patient, be smart, and work their way through.
Yes, it is. Here we go. Terry Landis and Company up front. Pace trucks in. B-Main time here. SBGC 3D printing.
Green flag.
Donovan Ross, Terry Landis. Get on the loud pedal. We're green flag. We're racing out here. Lernerville. They're already 4 wide in the back there.
Yeah, they're going.
Yes, they are. Roger Craig hanging on to the 8th place final transfer spot. He's got Reynolds there with him. You still see a traffic jam happening back there as Roger's still holding on to the outside groove. Reynolds is there. Craig's in trouble, though. I'll tell you what, every time we start talking about him, he just gets in a wreck.
Well, this time it was you talking about him, not
I
me,
know
so.
it. Sorry, Roger. we were getting happy. You were up there. Right now, out front, Terry Landis trying to hold down that top spot. He is moving down in that middle groove, so maybe he's trying to see if he can get that thing worked in. But Ross up top, though, and Landis is hanging down low, but then he cuts him off.
Yeah, if there's anybody that's going to make that bottom go, it's Terry. He catfishes everywhere he goes, and he's the best one in the league that I believe right now that does it. And it's frustrating. I've been up top, feel like, man, I got it wound up and I'm flying. All of a sudden I look down, there goes that 661, right? Look at that bottom. I don't know how he does it.
Well, right now he looks good, and it's almost using kind of like a slider line, going down low, coming back up high on it, letting it kind of, glide into the turn, and it's holding its own right now as he's holding off Ross, who is sitting in that second place spot. Everybody's single file. You got Aiden Young sitting in third. Walter's holding on to the fourth place. Tommy Gom, he's back there in fifth. Andy Patton in sixth. Blau seventh. You got Dory in that last final transfer spot in the eighth now, but he's got Kurt right there beating down his back end.
Yeah, it's a dogfight for that last spot here, and the laps are winding down, so the patient part has to go out the window here. You got to make it work now.
And Roger back there, he's back in the groove. He's in 10th, and he's behind these two guys, and he followed him into the grass. And again, when I was talking about Roger and he gets in a wreck, you know what? I better quit. It's already started.
I won't even read his name in the lineup from here on out.
I know, man. Can't even get through the first race of the season. Poor Roger's already having a bad night. Back up front, we got a battle for the lead. You got Donovan Ross right there trying to hold off Terry Landis. Landis is still looking low, but Ross is up high. Right there you saw, though, that slider didn't work too well, but they look pretty dead even between the top and bottom.
Yes, they do. And like I said, Terry is one guy that can do this and consistently without. He got himself in trouble there. I should quit talking about him, maybe.
He got off in there, but it was over, but he was able to get by him there at the last little bit and win the B main here tonight. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what this feature brings to us here as our warm-up here tonight. Our Coast-to-Coast Racing Network intermission here tonight, folks. We'll be right back here in just a few. Give us off a good intermission video. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Cool-Ray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
All right, folks, hope you enjoyed that there. Give you an idea of a lot of the sponsors here tonight that, makes up the Coast to Coast Racing League here. And as always, check out Epsilon Sprint Wraps. They do the driver of the week here in Epsilon Sprint Wraps. If you want to look good on the track, check them out on Facebook, Epsilon Sprint Wraps. And definitely check out everything you need to know about the Coast to Coast Racing League, C2CRL.com. You will get all the information needed for the Hometown Heroes and all the other divisions going on. And then make sure we're live tonight here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network and also our network on YouTube, C2CRN. Check it out, subscribe, hit those likes and shares. We're here 3 days a week on that tonight. So here we go, feature time here tonight. This is going to be a good one, and I am trying to look. And I apologize to any sponsors out there. I've got my great little notes over here, but I do not see who the feature sponsor is. They left that out. So, Roger, if you're listening, you go back and listen to this. Need to update my sheet here and let me know who the feature sponsor is. I'm going to say Cool Ray's Cooling and Heating. I'm going to just go ahead and say, because I know they're the proud title sponsor here with the Coast to Coast Racing League. So we'll say Cool Ray's Heating and Plumbing. And like you said, if you're down in the Atlanta area and you definitely, it's getting hot, summertime, especially down in that area, check it out. I mean, they'll get you hooked up, 100% customer satisfaction. Check out Cool Ray's Heating, Plumbing, and Electric. So we're getting set to go green flag here tonight.
Yeah, we got a heavy hitter here on the front row with Brandon Schultz. He doesn't run with us that often, but when he shows up, he's the guy to beat, period. So this will be fun watching these guys in fixed setups keep up with him. I'll be interested to see how this turns out.
Man, when we was watching the heat races earlier, if there's anything we saw in the heat races that we're about to see here, it's going to be pandemonium on the track. Lernerville here tonight. Hometown Heroes. It's Cool Ray's Heating and Plumbing feature here tonight. Here we go. Shreve Salts out front. Green flag. They're already 3 or 4 wide behind them with Lane Snook and company back there.
Oh, yeah, I saw a lot of guys spin their tires when they took off. So it's slick. Look for a 3 wide, 4 wide all the way through the pack here, as I'm seeing it towards the back already.
Yeah, 3x3 right there. Snook's taking the 4th place. Barker in the mix there, too. You see guys down low, in the middle, up high, running that cushion. Everybody's trying to be patient and see what they can get. Steele around about the 3rd place spot. They're 3 wide again. Here comes Barker to the inside.
Early on here, all 3 lanes are working. That middle lane, you see the 3rd place car there, Brian Moore, hanging on with that, running that middle line there.
Caution, yellow flag.
Yeah, caution out already.
All right, caution out. Sorry about that, folks. As we're going to go on to our Malcolm Mills replay here and see what happened. And it didn't show me who was involved in that one. Did you see who was involved in that?
I'm looking for it right now.
I'll say Brandon Schultz. I know it looked like
Donovan Ross.
Donovan Ross. Okay. Going Donovan Ross right here. Let's go back on a Malcolm Mills replay real quick. He's in that 3 wide back there, folks. Got in that mix right now. Pretty good so far. He's in the middle there. Not quite sure. Got tangled up with somebody. That black machine.
Looked like Steven Bixler didn't realize he was down low and went to turn on to enter low into 3 there and just ran right at
there. It is.
There.
Finally caught up to it. Yep. Just kind of, like I say, guys getting in and tore the whole front end off of his car, too.
This is a pretty hard hit there, but we're getting ready to go back green now. Let's see watch Donovan come up from the back.
Green.
Absolutely. Out front, Schultz, Shreves, green flag flies. They always mixed it up right there. About went 3 wide on the start.
Yeah, that was a real aggressive start by Lane. Paid off for him this time, though.
It did. Got him up to second. Shot straight up there. He's going to see if he can't take this one. But right now behind him, it's a traffic jam. You've got Chapman, McCarron, all these guys 3 wide. Some down low, some up high. Well, one of them cars back there said, I'm getting out of Dodge. Y'all guys getting a little bit too racy too early for me.
Yeah, I'm watching that contact back there between Barker and Croakey, and it just, I don't even know where to look. I'm sitting here on top of the press box.
Yeah.
I can see the field, and half of them are 2 and 3 wide.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, folks, I'm trying to keep up with the action because there's just so much going on right here about the middle of the pack. I mean, in the front there with Brian Moore and company it is, but I'm right here around with McCarron around 9th place. You can kind of get an idea of what's going on the track there. I mean, they're 2 and 3 wide, just battling it out throughout the field, like you said. So it is awesome right now. But still Schultz and Snook up front, walking away from the second, third place. But it is a battle happening back here. Gerlach, Chapman, they're 2x2 down low.
Right now, these guys are having a whole lot of fun out there. You can go anywhere, make your car work, and be fast, pass people.
Yes, it is. Right there, you got Victory hanging on the 7th place spot. He's looking on to see what he can come up with. Oh, Brandon Schultz. Got a little bit out of wiggling room there. Got up into the wall, dropped back into the 4th place spot. Snook took the lead. That puts Brian Moore Sr. there battling on the inside. Schultz is off the track.
His timing's off. He's got to get back up there and make some laps there. But nice. Oh,
on the wall, caught him. Ouch. And he blinked out for a minute. So I'm kind of surprised that little caution.
It's the same thing for as Lernerville. There's cones back in the pit entry.
Yeah.
There's like, and if you stop in the little area that's right over the berm, the caution, it's going to flag you as being on the track. So you'll see guys, unfortunately, will come to a stop, wait for guys to go by, but they'll be off the track, but the caution will fly even though they're not on the racing surface.
Absolutely. What's up, Tanner? How you doing out there? Brett, everybody? We appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight. It's a good one so far. We're under caution here. We've got Lane Snook out front. Trees right there in second. It's been a really good racy track, and just like with Cedar Lake when we started in the Hometown Heroes, it'll take these guys maybe a couple races, kind of get settled down, and how these 305s operate on this track. I mean, we saw the same thing at Cedar Lake. It took them a few races, and they finally got the hang of it.
Yeah, and right now we're getting ready to have a restart here in another lap. We've already had some guys make some big moves. Zach Chapman started 13th. He's up to 5th. Trent Verstraeten, I remember I said he's always fast everywhere. He's 11th up to 7th. And then we got a couple of big movers. Terry Landis, who I'm sure is catfishing, has gone 17th to 10th for a pickup of 7 spots. But so far, Daniel Blau is the man on the move. He started 23rd in the back row, and he's up to 13th already.
So get your hard chargers out there tonight. Definitely looking good, like we said. Up front, see what Snook's got. We're going single file here. Our Cool Rays Heating and Plumbing feature tonight. Coast2Coast Racing League. Here we go. Green flag flies. Lernerville here tonight. We've learned this track can be treacherous for the 305s right now. Snook gets a good jump, but here comes Threes to the inside. Right behind him, Brian Moore Sr. He's got Gerlach there along with him, but he's got Chapman's the man on the move, 2 down low.
Yeah, last season's guys that were 1 and 2 in the points with Nick Vickery and Daniel Vaught, they're moving up there. They're right behind Chapman there. So once again, these two guys seem to be glued at the hip, no matter the track.
Yes, it is. Right now, Chapman's meeting in the middle of a sandwich. He's got 1 up high, 1 down low, and 1 right there on his back end of his tail tank. You don't know which way to go, but it's a good race there. That's for around about the 4th place spot up top. That's going to be Gerlach looking to the high side. Chapman down low. Here it comes for Straighten along in the mix, too. Victory's back there going, and Chapman almost loses it coming out of the turn.
Yeah, well, I got the back end squirrely on him. That's going to cost him a lot of momentum in a couple places there.
Oh, and then he run it up the track, and there was another cart there, and then he comes back down on the track, and then back off the track and plays Dukes of Hazzard.
We saw earlier, that's a long way down if you go down the angle he did. So he'll be back up in a couple of minutes.
That was a good jump there. I got to give him credit on it. We'll give him 8.5 out of 10 on that jump. So right now, Lane's, what's that?
see him taking it back to the pit area, so I think he's going to throw in the towel after that one.
Yeah, just got a little bit out of shape. It's easy to do here. Right now, Snook still out front. Shreve's there in second. He's battling it out. You got Moore Sr. hanging on the third. Gerlach up there in fourth, but Verstraeten's hammering on the inside of him, trying to see if he can't take that spot away. Landis is back there. He's got Vault right there on his back end as Barker and also. There's some battles still going on throughout this whole entire field.
Yeah, the great battles all through the field. You can take a pick, middle of the pack, front of the pack, back of the pack.
Absolutely. Ride along with Verstraeten right here because he's seeing this battle in front of him. And, boy, some tight quarter-style racing. He's going to hang down low just in case something happens. Uh-oh, white flag out. But the yellow flag flew before it. Oh, Zane Walters, I believe, is the man who got tagged before the white flag came out. Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay. Let's see. Let's ride with Zane here. Oh, he got bumped in the back just a little bit. And then from there, nothing he could do. And the other car that got involved there along with him, nowhere to go. But, yeah, so that's going to essentially put us in a green-white style checkered.
Yeah, it's a tough break for Zane. It looked like he checked up a little bit for the car in front of him, and the car behind him couldn't quite do the same there. That accordion effect that can happen on a racetrack pretty easy.
Yes, it is. So it's been a good, exciting, tight battle here. We got still the 360 and 410 wing sprints. That's the big boys going to happen here tonight for the Hometown Heroes. Hope you're enjoying it out there. Let us know who your favorite drivers are, who you pulling for, who you liking so far here tonight. It's fast and furious dirt track action. And these boys right now, they're definitely getting dirty on the track here to kick off the season for the Coast2Coast Racing League here tonight. All Lane Snook back out front. That's a familiar foe. He dominated most of the Cedar Lake in the Hometown Heroes. Well, right now, he might have been the mayor of Cedar Lake. He's looking to be trying to be the president here of the Hometown Club here tonight. As the green flag flies, let's see what happens. Can he make it to the white flag?
Well, this is your time to get it done if you're going to get it done, no matter where you're at in the field. So this should be a crazy couple of laps here.
Yes, it is. Shreves is not going to give up as they head off into the turn. You see Lane drop down on the inside, block that move there as they come out of turn 4. They should pick up the white flag one more time here for the 305s and the Hometown Heroes here tonight. The battle's on, though, for third place.
That is, and fourth, too, side by side, and a little further back, side by side, too. So it's going to be a barn burner. Looks like Moore got third.
Yeah, Moore got third. Shreves pulled it off in the second. Lane Snook puts it in victory lane for the first time here tonight. At Lernerville here for the 305s. What a good start to the season here as these guys put on an awesome show. Nice one. Nice one.
Yeah, got to give Daniel Blau a shout out for being that hard charger. 23rd to 8th.
Wow.
What a nice run for Daniel. That's cool to see that. And when we ran our charity race here, and Daniel picked up a victory in that charity race here. So I think Daniel must like this track. 23rd to 8th. That's a good feat to have.
Gonna be our hard charger here tonight. So let's see if we can't get some of these guys up here and get a word with them real quick here. Yeah, find them right off the bat. Well, there's more. Okay, so we need to find Shreves. Nook. All right, up in the waiting room. All right, let's bring up this man here, Brian Moore Sr. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, Brian, this is John up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey, man, that sure looked fun out there, man. You guys were all over that track. How'd the track and car combo feel for you?
It felt pretty good to me. Towards the end there, I was just searching around trying to find something and hoping that nobody was going to go around the outside of me like they usually do towards the end of these things.
Yeah, running there, you got to try something, though, right?
Yeah. It was fun, though. I liked it.
Well, good. I mean, if looking back at it now and you kind of decompress here, because you're up on the wheel and all the tense. Looking back now, do you think did you find anything when you were searching that you might be able to carry over to next week, or it's going to be back to the drawing board? What do you think?
Well, I'm not that good on the top here when it slicks off real bad, so I always go to the middle. That's my next line that I go to. And actually, that wasn't working too bad for the most of that race. It was kind of treacherous getting in 3, but coming out in 4, you could find something in the middle there. So I think that's what saved me.
Yeah, well, don't feel bad. That top line there bites the best of us. So I think everybody has had a bad experience trying to run that cushion there. But hey, great run tonight. Good start to the new season here, man.
Yeah.
Cool to see. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
Just Scotty Edwards and Moore Jr., Devo. Man, he's been a big help showing up here, helping me and giving me suggestions, and just the SRC guys.
Well, great, man. Hey, great run tonight. Congratulations. Are you going to run the next one?
Yes, sir.
Well, good luck in that, man. Hopefully we'll get to talk to you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
There we go. Brian Moore Sr. definitely coming up here, having a good third place run here tonight with this guy, Randy Shreves, pulling it off in the second place here.
Hey, Randy, this is John up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, I got you, John. How you doing?
Oh, man, good to see you up front there running second. I just got done talking to Brian, man. That, from our viewpoint, that looked like a heck of a lot of fun. You could run pretty much anywhere on that track. Did you find anything, that worked for you, or were you just kind of searching?
Well, there at the end, I kind of felt like I was catching him on the bottom, but then cautions kept coming out, and I don't know, it kind of kept messing with my starts there. I wasn't getting really good starts, and it's kind of hard to catch Lane. He's a quick guy.
Yeah, he is. And, on a couple of those starts, and, you don't usually see this in the 305s, but, man, I saw guys spinning tires. I don't know if you had found that you were doing that or not, but the track had to be pretty slick towards the end there.
Yeah, it was definitely slick. You definitely had to be gentle with the throttle, otherwise you were going to go over. But, yeah, that's pretty much the key at this track, is just to not go over.
Oh, man, you had a fantastic run, runner-up. You can come back next week, see if you can do one better. Anybody you'd like to give a shout-out to here?
For sure. Definitely want to thank my team, Sofa King Fast Sim Sports, Dave Ward at Ground Zero Graphics for my paint job, Skull Candy, Raise Energy, Goyette Trucking, KSB Builders. Definitely want to thank Coast2Coast Racing League for putting on this awesome league, and you guys over there at OSR Network for the broadcast.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome. And hey, are you running the next race?
Yeah, I'll be there.
All right, man. Hey, good luck in that. Hopefully we can talk to you again.
Yeah, hopefully so.
Good luck.
Second place, man. All right. Randy Shreves right there pulling it off. Second place tonight. It's a good run from him. But this guy here, Lane Snook, putting it back in victory lane. Lane, you wait in the booth. Got a copy?
Yep.
Well, back at it again. Different track, same car. How was it feeling here tonight?
I felt super good in the warm-up, and I was pretty good in first half of the race. Didn't really want to see that caution halfway through, but I guess we got it. But I still hang on to it. Kind of sucks that Brennan and I didn't get to race each other because he went out over, but it's all good.
Well, how you feeling about the new season here at Hometown Heroes, about this track as opposed to the difference between this one and what Cedar Lake is?
I don't like this track very much, but I love Cedar Lake. It's probably my favorite, but well, I guess I can still compete at this track, which is what matters most, but we'll try to keep winning.
Well, now that's scary to hear when a guy says, yeah, like a track, comes out here and dominates up and wins. So I tell you what, watch out for the other competitors. But nonetheless, always good to see you out front. You got anybody you want to thank for an awesome win here to kick off the season for the Hometown Heroes?
Yeah, I got a new Velocity Designs wrap, and it's 3 for 3 Vanderbilt Racing. Brandon, Jesse, Moonin, Goldner, Lacey, Fitzy, JP, Dirt Doctor Trucking, Dial.com, Powerhouse Motorsports, Wagman Brothers, you guys for the broadcast, C2C Racing League, Universal Sediment Service, Jack on Howard Associates, Keystone Alliance, KKP, Keystone Karting Products, Fox's Pizza Den, Mexico Ridge Beef Farm, Snook Dirt Designs, Old Hatcher, and Fitzy's Perfect Photography.
Well, I'll tell you what, man's got a Christmas list right there of all his sponsors. Gotta love it. As always, Lane Snook putting in victory lane. Again, congratulations on that win.
Thank you.
There we go, Lane Snook putting it in victory lane. Well, John, I tell you what an exciting one here to kick it off for the 305s. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back because we got some 360 action here shortly right here, so don't go anywhere. All right, folks, we're back. Same track, same place, hometown heroes here, Coast to Coast Racing League. New car, though, 360 wing sprint. Physically looks the same, but believe me, there's a lot more power sitting up underneath. It always amazes me, John, that where these guys sit in these cars, to me, I always say they're basically sitting on the transmission with a steering wheel and 4 tires.
Yeah, if you look down in these, if you ever get to your local track and they're running sprint cars, you should take the time and go down to the pits and see inside these cars. The drive shaft actually sits right between your feet. And, when guys, if you break your drive shaft, you can get really hurt really bad without hitting the wall or anything. But not a lot of room in them to work and whatnot. And the unique thing about these pedals is you stand down on them. You know how you kind of have to put your heel and push down with your toe. In these, you stand down on them. And it's a unique car all around.
Well, we're going to switch it over here to our qualifying here tonight. That's going to be our Pit Stop Podcast qualifying session, and definitely check those guys out over on the Coast to Coast Racing Network on YouTube. Weekly podcast that these guys do, Roger, Craig, Preston, They definitely get a lot of insight developments, and plus get a lot of great interviews with a lot of the drivers and sponsors throughout as qualifying is underway here tonight, Lernerville. And like we were just talking about with these cars, you know, it's you kind of almost could associate how they sit in these cars like a top funny car driver would sit. And tell you what, to me, those guys amaze me. 10,000 horsepower bomb sitting right there in their lap, pretty much.
Yeah, as I circle the track here, you know, a couple things that are going to be a little bit different is they're going to be carrying a lot of speed. You know, I'm driving down the backstretch right now, and then the speed you get now, lifting in different areas and stuff like that is just going to be really important.
Well, let's ride with you here real quick. Okay. Let us know, see what you've got, what areas you think these guys are going to have issues with a different type speed and the power they got in this car as opposed to 305.
And, you know, last, race, you saw me, kind of run the top and everything else. But, here, as you come down this front stretch here, you got to lift a lot earlier, and you can hear me on and off the throttle. You just got to manage it, walk it up to the cushion. The same thing down here. You stay right up top here, and you just roll it right around. And, I mean, you have to hold your breath a little bit because you feel like you're hanging the car over the edge. But if you go over the edge here, and I'm going to do it right here, and there's a wall right here. You hit that wall, or you can come off and hit these bumpers here, but, and then hopefully it doesn't throw you back out on the track. So, there's a lot of different danger points here, but one thing the guys can utilize here, or at least if you go over here, and if it's barely, you do have a little runoff area that goes down the back stretch here. So guys are asked to, come all the way down this back area. Now, if you go further off down by that red fence, forget about it, you're done. But you can run almost the whole entire track right here. And then hopefully by the time you get here, the field's by you and you can just re-enter the track just like that. But if you have to stop up there on the top of 3 and 4 to wait for them to go by, you'll see a caution come out automatically.
I'll tell you what, like you just said, we saw a lot go on and transpire with the 305s. I enjoy this track because yeehaw.
I thought I could clear I should have ran at that more. I could have cleared those the signs up there.
That was a good one right there. So that's a John Hine out there playing. All right, heat race number 1 here tonight. Hometown heroes, Lucas Oil Empire Sprints, super sprints that is. They got 37 years of exciting 360 sprint car action in the northeastern part of the U.S. and Canada. So they got some awesome top-notch star drivers that drive with them. Check them out on Facebook, Twitter, and all at Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints here tonight. Well, out front, starting this one, Lance Ripka's on pole, Jamie McCarron there in second, Stephen Goldner in third, Brandon Schultz in fourth, Daniel Vault fifth, Andy Patton starting sixth, Terry Landis in seventh, Bob DeGood in eighth, and David Tamashi did not grid. All right, so we got top 4 drivers go to the feature automatically here, folks. Gonna be a good one. I think John killed himself when he made that awesome jump.
Yeah, I've actually cleared them in the midget too, so it's always a challenge to come here if I got them. It's that inner hillbilly in me, Dukes of Hazzard. I've seen that show one too many times. Got to try it.
Pace trucks in. Here we go. Ripken and Company. Up front, green flag. Heat race 1 underway. Lucas Oil Super Sprints here. Here we go. Out front. Boy, look at McCarron right there. We got Ripka down low. He's trying to see if he can utilize that low line. I think we're going to see some guys use the low line here with this car because you'll be able to get a little bit more. What's the word I'm looking for? Maybe a little bit more momentum going into that turn with it.
Yeah, and they accelerate a little bit quicker than the 305 too. So if you do it right, and here's Brandon Schultz testing that theory out right away. I think you have to give it maybe a race or two, and then that I think that'll be a very viable line down there. When it's hot or heavy and slimy like this, fast tends to be the quicker one. But these cars do have a little bit more pickup, as Brandon is looking high and low to get around up into the lead there.
Yes, it is. Right now, McCarron's using the slider line. He goes low, lets it sling up to the high side right there. Now he takes it to the top side. He's got Schultz right on his back tail tank. Goldner, well, I know he loves a high lane. That guy, it's the high side. Stephen Goldner there looking in the third place. Lance Ripka still hanging on to that final transfer spot. Patton's right there in the fifth place. As down low behind him, Vaught and Landis. So you've got a lot of heavy hitter names in this one.
Yeah, and that's going to be bad for them and good for us, because you're going to see a couple really good guys in that B feature.
Yes, we will. Top three, all single file, kind of nose tail tank right now. Stephen Goldner's hanging on to it, the third place. But boy, Schultz is all over the back end of McCarron. He is peeking to the inside, just can't quite get the bite. Every time he does, though, here comes Goldner. He's going to think about it. Does he want to hang on to second or try it again? Here's Goldner. Look at the inside, white flag one more time.
Guys are nose to tail, no room for error. You make just one little bobble, you're going to go from first to third in a blink of an eye.
Absolutely. McCarron hangs on. Schultz in second, Goldner third. Lance Ripka hangs on to that final transfer spot. That's going to bring us up to heat race number 2. Icon Sim Sports. If you're looking for a great rig, fit you, suit you, one of a kind, just for you, check them out at iconsimsports.com. They will definitely get you built and set right. You got Jeffrey Barker out front, Randy Shreves there in second, John Hine not going to be racing. But
yeah, I probably should apologize because I screwed up their
That's all right. That's all right. He's out there in spirit again, folks. Blake Chapman going to start in fourth, Lane Stook in fifth, Aiden Young in sixth. We're going to have Stephen Bixler in seventh, and Luke Gazarick going to start there in the eighth place spot. So here we go, heat race number 2.
Yeah, like I said, I missed their lineup. I apologize to the guys for that one. But at least on the positive side, I'm one less car they've got to pass now to get up into the transfer spot.
See, there you go, helping them out.
Yeah, I went out of the pits. I didn't even think about it, and I busted off a fast lap, and then it dawned on me. I was like, oh, man, shouldn't have done that.
Trying to see all you can get around the track. Nothing wrong with that. Well, let's see. Lane Snook was able to pull off the first win here to kick off the Hometown Heroes season. Let's see if he can make it 2 for 2. But you got a lot of good ones here. Shreves, Barker.
Yep.
Chapman.
Young.
Bixler, and although we got a lot of great names in this one.
Yeah, I think we're going to see, I think every race, if we have another C feature, it's going to be a good race tonight. This is a night that if you're out there watching, don't leave except for between the races to go bathroom and get a popcorn or something or a beverage. Every race is going to be something else to see, I think.
It's a nice looking paint job Barker's got out there. Got the Marine Corps on the side of it. Blue, red, white stars and bars out there. Kind of like that one there. Got a good shot of it. Let y'all see. As here we go. That's something. We'll try to show off some of the paint jobs these guys put out here, because we've got a lot of great design companies on board throughout the series. I mean, we've got most of our title sponsor ones, but a lot of these guys do have guys that other ones that utilize paint jobs. Always love trying to show off the good craftsmanship out there. As heat race number 2 here about underway. Pace trucks in, green flag's about to fly. Jeffrey Barker and company up front. Here we go, we're racing.
They're already 2 wide, or it looks like 3 wide coming through turn 2 as they shoot down the backstretch.
Yeah, Snook down low. He's going to try it. He did this before, and boy, he went way back car off the track. Aiden Young, he went fishing. He's gone, but I tell you right now, Shreves is still up front. Leading it here, Snook's trying to battle it and hold him off. Blake Chapman out of nowhere.
Aiden threw that one in pretty hard, but hey, the guys are up top. You never know. He's right back on the track. One of these guys up front could do the same thing. So you can never give up. You never know how it's going to shake down.
Absolutely. We've seen that, a lot of times right now. Chapman hanging on the third. Barker's right there on his back end. Barker hanging on to that fourth and final transfer spot. Bixler back in the fifth. You talk about Aiden Young. He's there. The problem is he is a lap down, I'm going to say, because I think Shreves is Quite a lap down.
He's a half a lap down, but he needs some help to get back up there. So another guy's going to have to, like you said, go fishing over the edge there.
Absolutely. Bixler right now still hanging on to the final transfer spot. And who is that? It just went off.
That would be Luke Gazarek, 419.
And Barker is in the fourth and final transfer spot, and Bixler right there in fifth now. And Bixler almost, he got up on that top side cushion and almost had that thing go over the top.
Yep, now we got a battle for the lead.
Snook's there. He's going to look to the inside. Is he going to be able to put the slide job on him? Contact up front. We talked about it. A little beating and banging. That puts Shreves up top. Lane Snook takes the lead. White flag one more time. Boy, he's not able to get there to his back end out of four. Snook's going to take it here. Heat race number 2. Barker's going to hang on the fourth. Ooh, these heat races are definitely heating up. Lernerville's going to be something else this season.
Yeah, it is. This will be a fun track. And the funny thing is, the guys, if you go through and you poll the drivers, there's no one that's like, there might be a couple guys that say, yeah, I like it, but either guys love this track or they hate it. It seems like that's the opinions I hear. Like, oh man, why are we going here? Then, or, oh man, I can't wait to get there. I don't hear anybody say, oh, okay, yeah, that's a good track.
Yeah, well, that puts us in heat race number 3. Gambler Motorsports, their esports racing team. They do dirt, sport, asphalt, endurance style racing. Check them out on Facebook at Gambler Motorsports. As their heat race number 3 sponsor here tonight. Connor Ross out front, Tom Taylor there along with him. Kyle Moonen hanging on, starting in 3rd. We got Nicholas Vickery at the 4th, GJ Boydell in 5th, Zach Chapman in 6th, Brian Moore Sr. there in 7th, and Barry Goldner is going to start in 8th. These guys are rolling off. Looks like Barry Goldner. Did he grid? Yep. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, gonna be a good one here. Heat race 3.
Yeah, it is, and this is gonna be a fun one to watch too. I mean, you got guys that I was battling with in our Premier Division with the Renegades. Kyle Moonen, Connor Ross. We were all up there in the top 5. So you got guys up here that can do. You got Brian Moore, who is just up front in the last one. Zach Chapman. You got some guys in here that can wheel some cars. This should be fun.
Yep. Yes, it is. We know Connor Ross up front, good wheel man in himself there. So here we go, heat race number 3, Gambler Motorsports here tonight. Guys are looking good so far. Pace truck's going to duck off. Going to run around the turn here. Ross is going to lead them with Tom Taylor up front. Lernerville here, green flag. Flying in the air, we're racing.
Once again, they're utilizing 3 different lanes there back there for 3rd.
And Vickery right there in the final transfer spot, top 4, all nose to tail right there. And all a little wiggly for Tom Taylor in the 2nd place, and now he's all out of shape. And he is way back down. He went from 2nd all the way to 8th right there. That puts G.J. Boydell in the last final transfer spot. Nicholas Vickery. Wow, just like that. Folks getting in trouble.
Yeah, and remember what I said earlier about, you get off one corner so much good, and then all of a sudden you're carrying more speed into that next corner, and that looks like almost what happened to Nick. He got a great run coming off, and then we got another one off. Got a great run coming off of 2, and got a little hot going into 3.
Well, here comes Chapman beating and banging with G.J. Boydell for the 3rd, 4th place spot. That, if they keep that up, could leave the door wide open for Moore Sr. Here comes Barry Goldner battling with him behind him. But Chapman's not content with hanging on to 4th. He wants that 3rd place spot right now. Just got to be careful. We've seen all night long. You get in a little bit of trouble. And what can happen? The guy behind you, he can capitalize.
Yeah, and we saw earlier, what did he do? Go from 2nd to 8th in a matter of a few hundred feet down the backstretch.
Yes, it is. Much. Moore Sr. still hanging on to 5th right there. Vickery. Yeah, Moonen off the track. Wow, just like that, puts him outside looking in as Moore Sr. now, like I said, just out there minding his own business. Next thing he knows, he's in 4th place spot. The final transfer. White flags out.
Like I said, when I was doing that track, that's going to be a whole lot harder to keep that car up on the cushion. These things got a lot more power than those 305s.
Connor Ross going to take it out of turn 4, going to win it here. G.J. Boydell's going to hang on to second. Zach Chapman third. Moore Sr. is going to bring it home in a final transfer spot of 4th place here tonight. What a heat race that was here.
Yeah, it was. And, we see this now, and the guys are going to get their timing down. You'll see a little less of that, probably a little further we go, but then they're going to get in the 410s. Then they got to recalculate everything again, start all over. That's what's going to make this season so great.
Yes, it is. The Heat Race 4 Can-Am Racing Team here. Can-Am Racing Team featuring some guys from U.S. to Canada. Definitely proud to be here since the inception of the Coast2Coast Racing League. Check them out, the Can-Am Racing Team, as we got Daniel Blau out front, Josh Gerlach there in second, Trent Verstraeten starting in third, Robert Crawley going to be in fourth, Jeffrey Kemper there starting fifth, Donovan Ross in sixth, 7th place starter there, Nathan Aldrich, and Roger Craig going to start her out in 8th place. And we're going to just not even mention him because we did last time, and every time I did, he hit the wall or hit something.
Let's not say his name. We'll just say the 747. We'll see if that. Won't even say Roger's name. We'll just 747.
And you know what's going to happen as soon as we say 747? He's going to crash, and we're going to go 747 just crashed.
And we have to say the black and white car, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. Poor Roger, man. He just gets the jinx all the time.
More so than anybody else. It is amazing.
Absolutely.
You mentioned his name, and then there he goes.
He gets excited. That's what it is. He just gets excited to talk about him. Well, Blau out front. He had a heck of a race this past one, the 305s. Let's see how he fares here with the 360s as the pace truck lights off, drops off here. Guys are lining them up. Come out of turn 4. Green flag.
Green flag.
Flies. We're racing. Good start here.
Yeah, there was. I was just watching, trying to figure out if they're going to go 2 or 3 wide for that lead, but they settled it going down the back straightaway. Now the battle's 4th.
Yes, it is. Final transfer of Verstraeten right there along with Robert Crawley. Those two guys back and forth. Verstraeten's up top, 3 wide though for a 3rd and 4th place spot. Oh, look out here. Blau's in that mix. He's in the middle. Probably not the place he wants to be as Crawley's down low. Now Blau has to fall back. Well, that's a good battle for that final transfer.
Yeah, it is. And, nobody wants to go to that B. You never know what can happen. You go over the edge and ruin your night. So you want to make the show now, and they are racing hard for that final spot.
And Verstraeten's the man outside looking in right there in that 5th place spot. Out front, still Gerlach. He's got it locked down with Ross behind him as you see a good battle. And I know we wouldn't say it, but Craig's looking like he's going to get up there and harass Verstraeten just a little bit. That's for the 5th and 6th place. And meanwhile, Blau still hanging on to that final transfer.
Yeah, Josh is really good in the midgets and whatnot, but he doesn't live too far from Knoxville. We keep talking about meeting up at Knoxville, so he better be good in these, if you live near the sprint car capital of the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, Blau's there, but Gerlach's out front. Blau's looking like he's closing in on Crawley, but Verstraeten's right there too, so could be a 3-car battle. As the meantime, Crawley's moving in on Ross.
Yeah, nobody's giving up, that mantra of, the more you pass here, less you got to pass later. But right now, it's still a close battle for that 4th. One guy has a mistake. It's going to take him right out of the A.
Well, right there, you saw Verstraeten with a white flag flying here. He is right on the back end, and look out, this might be what he needs. Verstraeten's going to split the middle. Well, he was. He had it for a second. He got caught up. Ouch. It still says he's in 3rd. I think he actually ended up in 3rd. That was crazy of a finish right there. He actually crossed over because where the start-finish line is here on this track, it's not in the middle. It's right as soon as you come out of 4. He kind of got lucky and I think was able to slide across the track there and ended up in 3rd. Wow.
I can guarantee it, those two guys aren't going to exchange Christmas cards this year, that's for sure.
No.
But that was a good finish there at the end.
Yes, it was. C-main time here. We got Victory going to be out front. Rogers Craig's going to start there in 2nd. Daniel Vaught's going to be up in 3rd. Luke Gazaric going to start in 4th. Barry Goldner's 5th. Nathan Aldridge starts 6th. 7th. Bob DeGood. Tom Taylor starts in 8th. Jeffrey Kipper there in 9th. And Tom Tomashi starts in 10th. Hope I said that right.
Yep, I believe so. And they're starting
Yeah,
to roll
that's close.
into the track. Well, you got Nick Vickery here on the front row. We've seen how strong he's been, last season and across the board. Also got Daniel Blau back there in that second row. So you got some guys in here that have, Daniel got a win in the 305s last year. I think Vickery got a couple of wins and got the championship. So, then you got Roger, who's at the end of last season was on fire. He won 4 races. So you got some guys in here that only 4 of these guys are going to go. So half the field's got to go and half the field's going to go home.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice looking paint job makeup there on Roger's machine. That black and white. Good looking car there showing off the paint job. He sits on the outside there with Nicholas Vickery and Vault and Company as we're getting set to go green flag here in the C-Main. And the C-Main should take 8 of them.
No, they're going to take 4.
Take 4. All right.
Take 4, and then basically half will go.
5 will go home. All right.
So
Pace trucks in. What's that?
You thought that last race was intense. Watch this.
It's going to be a wild one. Here we go. Green flags out up front. Victory Craig right there with it behind him. You got Gazaric. He's in the mix with Vault, though. It's a battle for the lead. Here comes Craig to the inside, throwing a slider. Is he going to be able to complete it, though?
He's close, though. I mean, he didn't lose a whole lot down that straightaway. He just needs to keep doing that. But there, Vickery, he got a real good corner there.
Yes, he did. Gazaric hanging on to that final transfer spot. Here comes Aldridge, though, fighting to the inside of him. He's going to look to see if he can't take that away from him. Aldridge there, Gazaric's hanging on to that final spot. Vault's hanging on the third, though. He's got Gazaric on his back end. Oh, Luke got a little bit out of shape there that time.
Yeah, these laps are winding down, and for Daniel and Gazaric, you want to go fast, which means you want to kind of be up near that cushion, which you know how dangerous that is. So you got to be fast and conservative at the same time.
Right now, up front, still got Victory leading this one. I'm watching the battle here at the 5th place. You got Aldridge. He's looking to the inside there of Gazaric. He wants that final transfer spot. He don't want to go home. Got to push him into the B main. Right now, Craig's hanging on the second. Vault's in the third. Gazaric right there is battling for everything for that final transfer of the 4th place. Tom Taylor outside. Barry Goldner. Jeffrey Kemper, Bobby Good. Unfortunately, crashing out of this one. Right now, it's a good battle, though, for that final transfer spot.
Yeah, and Vault wants the 2 of the, Gazaric and Aldrich there to fight harder so he can get away from them.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he does. Victory right now is pulling away. Now, Vault is actually trying to work over the back end of Craig here. He's kind of okay right now as long as Gazaric don't get on his back tail tank. But I know he would love to be one more position ahead, maybe kind of give him a little breathing room. But right now you see Gazaric pushing in on the back end of him ever so slightly. That's going to let Aldridge back there kind of say, okay, if y'all get up there and start battling with each other. Almost got into the back end of him, Aldridge did.
Yeah, man, these guys are probably going to end up holding their breath the whole 10 laps here.
Yes, it is. White flag. One more time. Does Aldridge have anything for Gazaric? He tried to the inside there. Wasn't able to get it done, but he's a little bit too far away in the final 2 turns. I think Gazaric would have to mess up, and he does. Gazaric's going to hang on to 4th. Victory's going to put it in the winning circle here and going to take it home into the B main along with Craig, Vault, with the other 2 rounded it out. Unfortunately, Aldridge, Taylor, Kemper, Bob DeGood all going home. That puts us in our B main, SBGC 3D printing. Tom Taylor and company, unfortunately, missing out on the B main here, but he does some outstanding work. Check it all out at sbgc3d.com with a 3D CAD program and the machinery he has. It is some outstanding work, and we'll get to see a little bit of it here shortly here in the intermission. But we got Andy Patton sitting on pole here with Steven Bixler. Right beside him, Kyle Moon is starting 3rd. Robert Crawley in 4th. Terry Landis in 5th. Aiden Young 6th. Nicholas Vickery in 7th. Roger Craig there in 8th. Daniel Vault 9th. And Luke Gazaric in 10th. Now, help me out here. How many is going here on this one?
8.
8. So 2's going home.
Yep.
Okay.
And you see some of those names in here. Moonen, Young, Vickery, Vaught. Some guys that are not accustomed to being in this position here. But it's good to see Andy up front, though. I actually ordered one of his acrylic light things that will light up, and I had my daughter put her band, her marching band symbol
okay,
on there,
cool.
put her name and put Cassie Hine right below it. Really cool. Can't wait to see that. So anybody that, wants got children out there, this is a good gift idea. Go out and check out A&J
Absolutely.
Customs.
A&J Custom Creations, check him out there on Facebook and whatnot. They does an outstanding job. He's a hard charger sponsor here this season. So, Andy Patton's been a long time supporter here of the league and the Coast2Coast Racing League here tonight. Hometown heroes here at Lernerville. Hope everybody's enjoying it so far. It's been some action-packed racing. We still got the 410 wing sprints here to go after it. I'm liking it so far, but tomorrow night, we were just talking about it, and it was just supposed to be late models tomorrow night, but now we got big blocks too, so tune in. Tomorrow night, we got big blocks and late models, so that'll be interesting. Pace trucks in. Green flag's about to fly. Bixler and company up front. Here we go. We're racing.
Oh, we are, and there's already a little bit of trouble on the back there. It looked like somebody might have spun their tires a little bit.
Yeah, back in the back, they were just bumping around. You got Craig sitting in that final transfer spot, but I don't know who that is in the middle there. I think that's Bixler. Almost backing it up the wrong way as Craig takes the seventh place spot away from Vault for the moment. Takes that seventh place spot away from Bixler for the moment. Vault's right there in front of him. Aiden Young outside looking in, but there's three wide up front.
They're knifing each other up front for that lead.
Wow, it's a good race up there. It is back and forth. Oh, and that's what we're talking about right there. Into the donuts on the inside. Steven Bixler, Andy Patton, Terry Landis right there. He almost got it, but Terry's outside looking in. Luke Gazaric is now in the 8th place spot, but just like that, man, everything can change.
Yep, it doesn't take a whole lot here. You're running some pretty quick times and one little bobble, and when you're in a hornet's nest like that, you're going to take not only yourself out, but a couple guys with you probably.
And you talk about Gazaric, he was just outside looking in. Now he slipped all the way up there to the 7th, 6th place spot because a little bobble by Aiden Young and Steven Bixler. They got side by side. Now you got Aiden Young in that 8th place spot. Final transfer. The good thing is, though, and I was about to say he was going to be okay. He keeps doing that. He's not. He ran up on the back end there of Bixler.
Yeah. Aiden's struggling a little bit here. Normally we don't see him do that. The kid gets in about anything as fast that maybe he's just wanting to show off and come from the back later. Who knows?
Biggest thing I'm noticing about the track right now as opposed to the 305s, a lot more dustier. They're throwing up the dust a lot more in these cars than what they were to 305.
And I am glad you mentioned that because from in the driver's seat, it is harder to see where that cushion is and to put your car in the right spot. So not only is it harder carrying the speed, you can't see right where you're supposed to put it. You've got to just know where to put it. That makes it really hard.
Well, they did some revamping here for iRacing to up kind of the smoke and stuff like that. But I just noticed it, so maybe a little bit more drier track here than what it was. And these guys having a lot more power kicking that dirt up. But you can notice it around the track. Battle for the lead coming out of it though. Kyle Moonan's going to hang on to it, and Steven Bixler's going to hang on to the final transfer spot there here in the B main. What a race that was!
It is, and looking at everybody that's transferring, we've got a feature that's going to have 24 cars, and just to be blunt, any one of those 24 guys can win this race.
It'll be a wild one.
They're capable of winning. There's not a bad driver to be had in that feature, so this is going to be a real good feature to watch.
Yes, it is. Well, folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here. Let's get a word from some of our sponsors.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Cool-Ray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
All right, folks, we're back here. Got a word from some great sponsors here tonight. And I tell you what, not only that, I want to appreciate Epsilon Sprint Wraps. So you want to look good on the track and actually just look good on iRacing in particular, check out Epsilon Sprint Wraps there on Facebook. They'll definitely get you hooked up with some awesome personalized paint jobs. As always, we're here with the Coast2Coast Racing League here. Check them out at c2crl.com for all your information. It's www.c2crl.com. It'll get you all the information that you need for the Coast2Coast Racing League. And we're live tonight here on the Coast2Coast Racing Network on YouTube. Hit those likes, hit the subscribe, hit the follow button and everything out there. And also live the OSR Network on Facebook. As we're live on a Monday night, Wednesday night, Thursday nights here on the channel. So it ought to be some good racing as always. And definitely has been a good one so far as these guys are getting set for a feature.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the lineup here, and Jamie McCarran, Lane Snook, and Connor Ross and Josh Gerlach all at the top here, the top four. Those guys aren't afraid to hang it out there and be aggressive. So, man, I don't know what to expect here. This is going to be good.
Absolutely. We're getting set to go green flag here. About to grid them up for our feature here tonight. Cool Ray's Heating and Plumbing feature here for the hometown heroes. Jamie McCarran puts it out front. Lane Snook, he won the first one here to open up the season. He starts it outside there in second. Connor Ross in third. Josh Gerlach fourth. Brandon Schultz in the fifth. Randy Shreve sixth. GJ Boydell seventh. Donovan Ross there at eighth. Stephen Golder ninth. Blake Chapman at 10th. Zach Chapman there in 11th. Trent Verstraeten in the 13th spot, 14th there, 14th place. Lance Ripken 15th. Nicholas Victory starting 16th. Brian Moore Sr. 17th. Kyle Moon at 18th. Luke Gazaric 19th along with Daniel Vaught. Roger Craig 21st there with Aiden Young 22nd. Robert Crawley 23rd. Stephen Bixler rounds the top 24 here. So it's we got 24 drivers. Our heat races have been wild. It's going to be a wild one here tonight, too, I think, in this feature.
Yeah, it is. And, a couple things here. You're talking about the dust. Well, that dust was with, 6-8 cars. Now you got 24 of them out there. Mm-hmm. So just to see how that I'm looking at the dust coming just off the pace truck out of the corner. And visibility could be a little bit of a problem here at the start.
And just did let you know, I mean, I know folks are like, well, what's the difference in the cars? Well, and more power in these cars, they're definitely going to throw up a lot more, dust, dirt, and obviously how the track changes a little bit throughout. As before with the 305s, less power, wasn't able to, the track dries out over time. That's just dirt. It can't stay wet forever. It's going to dry out. So obviously it's going to dry a lot faster with these cars as we go green flag here tonight. McCarran out front. He gets a good jump with Lane Snook up top, though. It's still a battle for the lead and a battle all the way back through the field.
Yeah, it is. You got 3 wide for third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So, man, no quarter as we begin this race.
4 wide back here for around 5th place spot, though. Actually, it's Randy Shreves and company back there as Lane Snook takes the lead up front. Brandon Schultz. Who we got?
Donovan Ross. He got a little high. He's got to let the field come by him. Back on the track he is.
Yeah, he was able to get back on the track. Unfortunate for him back there. He's back in 22nd spot. Let's go back here in the pack, though. You got racing a heavy back here around about the 16th place spot with Moon. And, I mean, they are just beating and banging on each other. We got one in the wall almost back there.
Like Barker and Vickery tangled coming out of 4. Just not a lot of room to operate when you got a car low, got a car high, got a car, even maybe another car high, We
got cars and racing everywhere, front, middle, back. I mean, it is all over this track right now. As you can see, 2 by 2. In the meantime, Lane Snook, he is long gone for the lead right now. We're watching Chapman. He's about in the middle of that pack right there. We got a car off the track. Not sure who that is.
That was Blake Chapman. One off.
Chapman. Oh, boy, I tell you what. Chapman not having the night he wants right now back there in the back, but he's able to get back on the track, get up to 16th spot right now. As you still look, man.
He's our defending renegade champ. Now we got a caution.
Oh, that's Blau.
Yep, stopped up top there. Like I said, you come to a stop up there. That's what's going to
Let's go back here on the replay, our Malcolm Mills replay here. Appreciate Malcolm Mills sticking to us here As a replace guy, oh yeah, he bladed the top side, got over the cushion, and then just had to wait for the field there, like you said. But yeah, that right rear caught the top end. Then you know he's over the top.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I've been through that corner 1,000 times, and there's times where you hit it and you're like, yeah, and then there's times you feel like you're actually up over it, but you're not. But when you get to that point where you're over it, there ain't nothing you can do to stop and save it. It's, you're just a passenger at that point.
And that's what I like about this track. It's so unique in itself. No matter your skill level, I mean, you could be the best pro in the world or I'll say it, the worst driver in the world. It's still, like you said, it's all about how you hit that cushion. I've seen them, everyone tip over the top there. So it is it's a fine line. There is no wall to save you like there normally is.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. We saw Kyle Moonen, who's one of our best drivers, go over that wall in the heat. And then you got a guy like me, proverbial backmarker guy, and, heck, I go off of it too. So
you're up front in the late models all the time. I won't hear it.
Not these things. But I'm going to tell you, this track does not discriminate, based on talent.
It don't. You're right on that one. It don't. I mean, and that's the thing that makes it unique, and that's why I always say that it's in its name, Lernerville. You got to learn every time you go around here. And sometimes it's a good lesson, sometimes it's bad, but green flag flies. Lane Snook gets a good jump out front. McCarron's there with him. And you've got Connor Ross down low. He's trying to see if he can't put a slide job on the inside and maintain that second place.
Yeah, Connor's putting pressure on him here, so he's not letting him get too far away. Had a good start. But, man, all the way back. I keep just looking back through the pack, though, and it's just tough not to watch that stuff. Even when you got a battle for the lead, these guys are 3 and 4 wide again.
Oh, yeah, I'm watching right here with Steven Goldner. He is right there in the mix of it. He's up to third, but Brandon Schultz and company, like you said, behind him, it is a traffic jam. They are 3 wide going into the inside there with Gerlach, Chapman, Verstraeten and company. I mean, it's a who's who back there of cars and drivers, and it's just nowhere to go. You got to try to pick a lane and hope for the best.
Yeah, and this is where you see the cream rise to the top, because you can't just stick it on the top and run it, because there could be another guy. You got to pass guys where they're not. So you've got to have the skill to work the throttle on the bottom. You got to have the skill to ride that cushion and not go over. So this is a track that'll separate the men from the boys.
Yeah, it is absolutely right. With Moonen right here, and we see him running that top side. He's blading that cushion, but he sees a whole slew of machines in front of him right now racing. As you see a battle for the lead, Ross kind of looks to the inside. So Moonen sees all that in front of him, and I know he's got a bunch of cars right there behind him. As Roger Craig, unfortunately, wrecking in the back there, he's able to get it back on the track. He thought it was fishing time again. But back out here racing.
And he did it this time without us talking about him.
Absolutely. He was back there in the back. But I tell you what, like you said, from the front, the middle, and the back, I mean, that's what dirt track racing is all about, folks. I've always said it. You blink, we're done with the race. You go in the next room, we're in the next week. That's just how fast it happens out here.
It does. And, usually we talk about the Hornet's Nest. And Hornet's Nest is usually, maybe 4 or 5 guys. You got a Hornet's Nest from about 4th place all the way back to 20th.
Absolutely. It's just an exciting racing to try to keep up here. Blake Chapman right there in the 10th place spot. But they've got a great battle going on in front of him right there, along with Schultz in the 6th and 5th place spot. In the meantime, look at Ross. He's trying to track down that low line. He just can't get the bike coming out of the turn.
He can't, but he will. That bottom will come in eventually. Right there, he's got a nice shot at it.
Yes, he did, because you saw Snook go down low, and he goes down low right there. But you see in turns I think that's turns 1 and 2, and you just see that top lane gets a good jump, and then 3 and 4, they want to go low. So maybe that's kind of the course of it. Jamie McCarron crashing in the back. And he blinks it on out.
Leaders got together coming out of turn 2.
Oh, I was watching right there. Snook tears it back on the inside, but boy, I tell you what, that bunches the field up.
Yeah, it did. It brought everybody into play.
Wow. Now you've got Goldner, the high side man himself right there, slinging dirt up top. Ross down low. Snook is in trouble trying to hang on. He said he wasn't very comfortable with this track. We can kind of see it, but here comes Goldner. You know he's going to. We got a huge wreck in the back.
Yep. They all keep going, but it did bring out the flag.
Yeah, Zach Chapman was involved initially into that one, so let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay and watch it again. Saw it kind of in the corner of my eye, was watching this battle up front. Excuse me, folks. And just right there, you see him in the blue car, just a little bit of contact.
Yeah, it looked like Josh Gerlach in front of him. Jumped that cushion earlier. I said you jump that cushion, you hit that wall right there and bounce back out. It's exactly what happened to the 71 there. And
yeah. Just Chapman, nowhere to go.
Yep.
Wow.
And in that case, Zach did exactly what he's supposed to do. He hit him. There's nothing else you can do.
There's nothing
there.
you can do. I mean, and nope. That's just pretty much a racing deal, guys, that's right there. It happens so fast. And on dirt, we've talked about it many times. On asphalt, still, I mean, you're running 100-some mile an hour. You're not stopping a car on a dime. I'm sorry. I don't care how good technology is nowadays, but you might be able to stop a little bit faster on the asphalt than you would on dirt, because dirt's almost just kind of like ice.
Yeah, that's one of those where in real life I would have definitely closed my eyes just so my eyeballs didn't pop out of my head when we hit.
Oh, absolutely. Lane Snook up front is able to save the lead, but boy, he has got a high side charger there, Stephen Goldner. And I will say this, unless Steve can't get anything going on the high side, he might go down low, because he's one that definitely, once he commits totally to that high side cushion.
Yeah, you got 4 guys all up there that this is anybody's race. I mean, we have 4 laps to go, and this is going to be quite the shootout here.
Yeah, it is. Green flag. We're back at it again. Lance gets a good start out front, but Goldner is right there with him. Here comes Shreves to the inside. Schultz right there behind him. And now you got Ross. Now what Snook has to realize is Goldner's going to stick to that high lane, is where Ross was holding down low. So is that going to mix up lane on trying to say, okay, well, which side do I need to stay on, low or high?
It will mess with your timing a little bit here. So and it looks like Lane is more or less staying committed to the middle and sliding up, and it's making the guys behind him hit their brakes. So he's driving defensively right now.
Oh, Gerlach. Around. Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay, see what happened to him here. Fortunately, Gerlach got in trouble earlier. He's already missing his whole kind of the front end wing on that thing, so I know he's having a hard time wheeling around here. As you see him spinning out of the turn there, he's kind of by himself for the moment. And still watching.
Looks
My
like
replays take it back a little bit further.
Looks like a little bit of net code, actually.
Yeah, 2 guys, same spot. No harm, no foul. I mean, there wasn't much of a bump right there, and it doesn't really take much when you're already out of control a lot. Did a race last night, and we talked about it. Just kind of, was the modified cars, and they're open wheel cars too, just like these. And what we noticed there was it didn't take much of a bump. They don't look like they're out of control, but when they took just a little bump, those guys just instantly spun. It's the same thing with these. It might not look like they're out of control, or they might look stable, but a little bump and boom, they're gone.
Yeah, looking a little closer at that, it looked like Josh got in there just a little bit hot and was actually trying to whoa it up just a little bit, not to jump that cushion. And the 24 car there just couldn't react quick enough there. And that's just one of those where it's really tough to gauge, when corner entry where you got to put that car.
So that'll be a good one. Looks like we might go single file here.
Yep.
On this one, Lane Snook out front. Be a good race. You got Goldner right there behind him. Lights off on the pace cars. 360 hometown heroes here tonight. And our Cool Rays Heating and Plumbing feature here. Here we go, Shreves and Company. Well, Goldner about spun the tires on that start.
Sure did, and that's give Lane a little bit of a cushion here. But look at the run Goldner has coming out of 2.
Yes, he did. He fought that thing right back to the high side and was able to get a good shot right there. Here comes Snook. He is fighting for his life to try to stay on that lead. Here comes Goldner. He wants it. Schultz throws it down on the inside. Actually, Shreves throws it down the inside. They're 3 wide. Now, this is what
really
Lane wants to see.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
Really
exactly
helped
what he
him
wants to see. Man, checkered flag out of 4. Snook's going to take it and hold on to it. Schultz is going to hang on the 3rd. Goldner's going to bring her home in 2nd. But I think the 3 wide move right there we just mentioned really, really, really helped Snook on that last lap maintain and stay out front.
Yeah, but I tell you what, there was a photo finish for 5th, so wow. That's all I can say is wow.
Good racing has been here all night long. Wow. We'll see if we can't get some of these guys up here and get a word with them. I don't see any of them in here yet. We'll wait. All right, got Brandon Schultz here, 3rd place man. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, Brandon, this is John up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, that was incredible to sit and watch, man. I don't even know what questions to ask here. Just take me through the last restart and kind of the wildness that ensued after that.
Yeah, Lane was hitting the restarts really good, and I was happy to see him hitting them like he should, and it was just wild going into the corner. I feel like I haven't been racing in so long that I think I've ran 2 races in the last 3 months, and the 305 I butchered the car off the wall and just killed my confidence. And not racing for a while, you don't really have too much confidence. So I was really just trying to keep it on the track, and it seemed like the longer we ran, the better I was getting, and the more I'd want to actually be on the hammer and try to get higher and higher on that track. But yeah, it was fun. Shreves ran me really clean. I got to thank him for that. It was a really fun race, though.
So it's been a while then since this is the first night that you've ran since the updates and all that?
Yeah, I haven't ran any of the updates.
Oh wow! So you were learning.
Yeah, I was doing a little more learning than I was racing. That's for sure.
Wow, that's got to make everything feel so much better. You're fighting for the lead, and you're all rusty, and all the new stuff. Boy, you get it. Are you going to run the full season here with us, or are you just going to be hit and miss here through this Hometown Heroes thing?
Like to run the whole season, but we'll kind of see how it goes. It's an awesome league. I love running with a bunch of guys in here. You know them really well. You know how certain people race, so it's really fun to run side by side with a lot of guys. So yeah, I really do hope to run this full season. If not, I'm going to really try to make all the Renegades races, and if they do a lead again, I'll try to do that as well.
Very cool. We're glad to have you back, and we do hope to see you. I know from even my standpoint, even though I chase you a heck of a lot, I do like sharing the track with you. So anytime I'm behind you, I tend to learn a thing or two. So, but hey, do you want to give a shout out to anybody for a great run here tonight?
Yeah, I just got to thank all the sponsors I can remember. Vanderbilt Race Cars, all my teammates, Dirt Doctor Trucking, Fitzy's Photos. That's about all I can remember off the top of my head. I know I'm forgetting a bunch of people. Velocity Race Designs, got to thank Ross for making the car always look good. But yeah, other than that, just thank all the people that watch the stream and put it on, and thank Roger for running an awesome league.
You got Bandy in there, so you don't want him docking your pace. So that's probably the important. But Brandon, great run tonight. Good to see you back. That's Brandon Schultz.
Thanks, guys.
There we go. Like you say, 3rd place man right there, Brandon, bringing it home. Well, this guy, Stephen Goldner, he tried there. He had that high side rolling. 2nd place man, Stephen Goldner.
Hey, Stephen, this is John up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do. How's it going?
Hey, not too bad. Man, I'm telling you, I just told Brandon, I was like, I don't even know what questions to ask. That was incredible. Take me through the last couple of restarts there and what you were seeing and what you were thinking and what plan were you able to execute your plan?
I kind of just had to try to make sure I was getting a good enough start to hit the bottom out of 4 on the restarts there, so I could get a good launch. But I just kind of committed to the top. I knew it was a little better in 3 and 4 than what Lane was running, but it was just, I mean, you had to be careful on entry and careful throughout the whole corner so you didn't go over the edge. It was pretty slim up there, but it was a little bit faster. I just couldn't get, I guess, the run I needed. I had one opportunity, but I just checked up. I didn't want to, you know, cause anything. So I might have gifted Lane a little bit for the win, but you know, we still had a good night.
I got a quick question here. I've been wondering this all night. We've gone now from the 305s to 360s. How much recalculation did you have to do to get fast? I mean, was it a big adjustment, or did it only take a couple laps and you're right back to it?
I didn't run the 305, so I'm.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I'm hoping the adjustment to the 410 isn't too bad tonight. We'll see.
Well, hey, good runner up here tonight. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
So I got to thank all the guys at Bandy Built, Jesse, Brennan, Fitzy, Kyle, Lane, Lance, JP, Fitz Perfect Photography, Dirt Doctor Trucking, Velocity Race Designs for making my car look good, Bio.com, Wegman Brothers, you guys and everyone that puts into this deal and the broadcast.
Hey, well, great run. Good way to start out the season here. Stephen Goldner, your second place finisher in the 360s.
Yeah, it is. Right there, Steven. Like we said, putting it up high, wide there. A little bit short there coming up here with this guy again. Lane, you wait the booth, got a copy? Lane, you wait the booth, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Lane, I tell you said you didn't like this place. Looked a little tricky out there for you on this one, though. Those guys were beating down your back end there. Was you a little nervous?
Not really. I was just trying to hit my marks, and the fix setup for here isn't really that good, so it was kind of hard to do that, but if we were good enough, I guess it was good enough for me to be able to win.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you were able to hang on up front. Now, you know, Golden was there on the high side, but earlier on, Connor Ross was down low. Was that kind of messing up your timing going around the track, you know, trying to battle two different guys with two different styles?
Not really. I think the bottom was faster, like mid-race, and then the top came in late. And I don't know what happened to Connor, but I think he went away or something. And then Goldner was there, and I wasn't really that fast, and I didn't really want to run the top in 3 and 4. It was super sketchy, but we somehow held on to it. I'm not sure how.
Well, that's back-to-back 2 for 2 to kick off the season here at the Hometown Heroes. You got anybody want to thank for an awesome win?
I'd like to thank Velocity Designs, Vanderbilt Racing, Jesse, Brandon, Goldner, Moonin, Lacey, Fitzy, JP, Dirt Doctor Trucking, Bio.com, Powerhouse Motorsports, Wagner Brothers, you guys for the broadcast, C2C Racing League, Universal Summit Service, Jack on Hard Associates, Keystone Alliance, KKP, Keystone Karting Products, Fox's Pizza, then Mexico Ridge Beef Farm, Snip Dip Designs, The Old Hatchery, and Fitzy's Perfect Photography.
There you go. Well, it does sound like, though, getting yourself a little wore out there.
I don't know. I'm super tired.
That's what it sounds like. Well, you're going to be out there for the 410?
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck out there, Lane.
Thank you.
There we go. Winner tonight. Back-to-back 305, 360 here. And folks, don't go anywhere because we got 410 wing sprints. And that's the big boys coming up here. So don't go anywhere. All right, folks, we're back here, and I tell you what, these are the big guys here. 410 winged sprints here tonight for the hometown heroes. Guys are getting to practice in a little bit, get on with their qualifying, but it has been an exciting night so far here, Don.
Yeah, it has. That little bit of intermission was good to catch our breaths.
Yes, absolutely, and I don't know who that was, but they just went diving off down into those Ross Correnti.
I think they're calling them in for a driver's meeting here. It looks like
Yeah.
I noticed everybody pulling off.
Absolutely. So, gives us a minute here to kind of talk about, awesome things we've seen tonight. Lane Snook picking up where he left off at Cedar Lake, winning back-to-back 305 360s, but I got a feeling I don't see the dominance that he had at Cedar Lake. Yeah, he's winning, don't get me wrong, but it's... I'm going to say skill with a little bit of right place, right time look.
Yeah,
lack of a better word.
Yeah, I mean, he's done well, qualifying, and then he does well in his heat race. And, that starting position, he started up front, which is a huge advantage, especially watching, like we said earlier in that last race, that Hornet's Nest was from third on back to 20th.
Oh, yeah.
So... if you're in heat race 1 or 2, usually my attitude, if I'm in one of those 2 heats, it's just like, hey, I want to get in the show. That's, object number 1. But now I think you really want to win these heat races, so you're right up front, because anywhere behind the first 2 rows, good Lord, it's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. I'm with you. I think really, like what you just said, I don't want to say the safest place, but probably, like you said, the best place is being that top 3, marker. As we're getting into qualifying here tonight, Pit Stop Podcast qualifying. Check them out there, the Pit Stop Podcast on the Coast2Coast Racing Network on YouTube, week in and week out. Get some good insight here tonight. So let's see here. We'll ride with John Hine here as he's going to kind of show us. Now, these are the 410s. These are the biggest and baddest you can get in a wing sprint. Kind of what these guys might have to look out for on the track with this one.
Yeah, right now the track is heavy, so I'm going to ask everybody out there that's watching or listening, just imagine the track being slicked off, because this is where this track is really going to be difficult. When this track in the feature, the throttle control with these, because they have so much power, believe it or not, I can go all the way down this front straightaway and never get to full power, because if you ever get to full power, even if it's all the way down here at the end of the straightaway, you spin your tires. And what create a problem when you try to go to turn in. So believe it or not, as fast as these things are going, they're not at full throttle in that feature. And on the heat races, sure, they have to breathe it a little bit and you get the car to turn, but they're almost full throttle all the way around, maybe for heat 1, maybe heat 2. But where you're really going to see the racing and the real intense stuff is once this track slows down and it gets slicked off, the throttle control is so important. Because, we saw cars 3 wide and everything else. When you're down here and you want to hit the bottom and you come across the track, there could be 2 cars under you. And we saw a lot of guys do that. Or when you come out of a corner like here, you want to keep your car straight, pointed almost just like this at that tree line, and just drive straight out. That's going to give you the most speed, because if you've got your back hanging out, it scrubs speed. So, but if you're pointed straight out like that and somebody's got to run on the outside of you, they're next to you before you know it. Next thing you know, you're pushing them off the wall and making somebody mad. Then, of course, right here, this is where I think the calamity part is. I think you're going to see guys jump off this edge over here, hit these rubber things right here, and bounce right back out on the track. I think you're going to see a couple guys have problems over in that corner here tonight, just trying to get to that checkered flag or whatnot. That's where I believe that you're going to see the most action, probably.
And like we said, the checker flag's in the unusual place here on this track. It's not in the middle of the straightaway. It's right as you get out of the turn. Right there, yes. Normally you would have to go out of the turn down the straightaway just a little bit. What's up, Kyle? How you doing? Just a little bit to get to the start-finish line. But here, it's a race right as soon as you get off the turn. Boom, you're right there on it.
And that makes, when you get down this back straightaway, you've already got to be thinking about the pass that you're going to make down here and commit all the way back there where you want to go. The qualifying's over, and
qualifying done.
But how you get off that corner can be the difference between you winning a race or finishing second or getting a transfer spot or not getting a transfer spot. So that corner is the most important part on the track, especially as the laps wind down. You want to make sure you're in a good spot there.
Absolutely. What's up, Kyle? How you doing out there? Well, Heat Race 1, Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints. I'll tell you what, 37 years of some exciting 360 sprint action there from the northeastern part of the U.S. and Canada. Check them out on Facebook and Twitter. They're our sponsor here tonight for the Heat Race 1. Aiden Young going to start on pole. Randy Shreves there in second. Donovan Ross out the third. Blake Chapman in fourth. G.J. Boydell fifth. Daniel Vault sixth. Luke Gazarick there in seventh. Roger Craig in eighth. And Preston Cranmer in ninth place, getting set for Heat Race 1.
I think Preston might be adminning this because he disqualified himself and so advance the session. So keep the adminning. We won't see Preston on track here tonight.
I got you. Kyle out there says, go Spartan Racing. Let's see, who's on the Spartan Racing team?
That must be Kyle Parker, I'm going to bet.
That's Kyle Parker.
Yeah, that'd be Nick Vickery, Lance Ripka. I got to look down this list. There's so many of them now. Can't keep up with them all.
Well, there's three of them here. Tom, Lance, and Nick is down there. So who's the ones I see right now? Preston says the race admin is not happy after the last race. It looked good to us, Preston. We enjoyed it. Viewers enjoyed it. I mean, now, you can't tell what the party's going to be like in the pits with the drivers after the race.
There was this real life. There would have been some crowded areas just right outside. You know, got some guys having some discussions.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And they're not talking what truck stop they're going to stop at on the way out of the track and get breakfast or whatever. So,
well, that's the joys of short track racing, you know.
In this track lends to that because you've got those options, you know, the low, the middle, the high, and like I said, a guy can get such a run. We saw it a couple times, especially coming out of 2. You got a guy that's like 3 car lengths behind you right when you enter the exit, but by the time you get all the way, by the time you get to the backstretch, bam, he's shot by you. I mean, the closing rate's incredible, and guys are going to have to adjust to that. It might take them a couple weeks to get used to, you know, that awareness that's all around them.
You know, that's why I enjoyed drag racing when I did back in the day, because I didn't have to worry about a guy coming to my pit stall after the race. Yeah. I'm just saying. I mean, you see it a lot. I mean, we got Bowman Gray here where I'm at, and all that is just you might as well say it's a race and a fight night. So that's pretty much. I've been
on both sides of that. I have visited pits and I have been visited. So. Yeah, and you know what, and you know, it's funny. More times than not, you know, after you cool down or whatever, if you see a replay, you're like, man, I was really, you know, bad about nothing. But there's other times, you know, middle of the week, you're still ticked. So
yeah, that's true. It's racing, and a lot of guys, you know, especially when they put big money up on the line. But let's see what happens tonight here as we get set. Green flag out front. Aiden Young. Here we go. We're racing here in the 410 wing sprints.
Boy, they get into that corner a whole lot quicker than those 360s. I can see that visually, actually.
Yes, it is. And you can see they have a lot more sliding in. Oh, goes Vault off the track, out into the woods somewhere. But right now, Shreves out front. He's got Chapman right there breathing down his back end. You got Young hanging on the third. Ross in that final transfer spot. Yeah, these are a lot more speed and pickup to these cars.
Yeah, which means, you know, that ragged edge, you know, it's going to come and bite you a whole lot quicker.
Absolutely, and you can just see it right here. So right along with Connor Ross. I mean, you can see, Donovan Ross, you can just see how much more faster he gets into those turns as he's battling along the backside of Aiden Young. And, man, he got way up on the cushion that time.
That's where you have to be right now to go fast. And he got one heck of a run down the front straightaway. So, yeah, it's, you know, you live by the sword, you die by the sword here. Where these things, that edge is right there.
Absolutely. Here comes
Got another
GJ
one off.
Boydell. Yeah, that's looks like Gazaric off the track. Unfortunately, GJ Boydell closed in on the back end of Ross, and as I said that, never mind, he pops the wall. That thing got wild on him.
Yep, right there in turn 4. That's going to be a problem spot.
Well, it looks like he just drove it in hard, and that thing just
There
stood
goes
up on
Donovan.
its back wheels.
It's all right, he got the
Donovan.
spot.
Wow, Donovan in there. So now he's in trouble, and Roger Craig goes shooting on by him, and GJ Boydell now's in that fourth and final transfer spot and is going to keep it. Wow, Shreve's going to pull it in victory lane here for Heat Race 1. But what a turn, just like that. You talked about it there, John. Anything can happen, and that wall can sneak out there and bite him.
Yeah, and watching what went on in that heat race, there's a big adjustment these guys are making. These heat races should be pretty fun to watch.
Absolutely. That brings us into heat race number 2. Icon Sim Sports here tonight. And if you want to look good in a rig, and if you need one that's going to fit you, custom made for you, and got excellent customer service, check out iconsimsports.com. Heat race number 2 sponsor here. Ross Corrente out here starting on pole. Jamie McCarron there in second. Stephen Goldner starting in third. Kyle Moonen in fourth. Jeffrey Barker in fifth. Steven Spees up there in sixth. Zach Chapman there in seventh. Bob DeGood in eighth. Getting set here to go for Heat Race 2.
Yeah, and we'll see. I asked Goldner here, the big difference between the two, and he didn't run that 305. So now we'll see how he adjusts here between the two. This should be fun. The 4 guys, I do believe the 3 out of the 4 top 4 there at one point were in the top 5 of the last race. So at one point were anyway. So this should be fun.
Right now, like you said, it's going to be a good one. Jamie McCarron and company up front as we're getting set here for Heat Race number 2.
It's kind of a strange thing sitting here watching these and being up here in the booth with you, because looks fun. I want to be out there. Then I see these guys going over the edge. I'm thinking, I'm glad I'm not out there. And I think you made a great point earlier. We saw guys at the front. We saw guys at the back. This track, doesn't matter your skill level. This track will bite anybody.
Yes, it will. And right now with these 410s, it is fast and furious on the track right here. So getting set to go heat race racing here in heat race number 2. First one looked good out front. Pace truck pulls in. Getting set here at Lernerville tonight. Al said that's why he stayed away from tonight. Want to get some practice first. I hear you. Nothing wrong with that. I know you're one of those kings on the late models. Here we go. Green flag flying. McCarron and company up front. Here comes Corrente down. Those going to see if he can't battle back to the lead. And they get contact. There goes Corrente off the track.
Man, that didn't take long. But, I said it earlier. You want to start up front. Winning these things ensure that. So these heat races, I'd be working a little harder to try to get that top spot.
Right now, Moonen, though, is the man up the top spot. McCarron, they're trying to see in the back end, but he's got Goldner. Remember, Goldner loves that high side, and he'll be able to push it with this car. As, again, Corrente is just having all kinds of trouble. Just ran off the track earlier on. Here comes Goldner in second spot. Third place man, McCarron, falls back to third, and the final transfer there, Steven Spees. He's hanging on to it.
Yeah, the top 2 were teammates, so I looked, they'll probably show each other a little bit more respect and probably not put each other in a bad position there. So at least if you're one of those 2 guys, it's a little easier running a teammate. You want to beat them, but, you probably got a little bit more of a rapport and a trust with them.
Yeah, just want to be real easy on it right there. So Spees hanging on that final transfer, but you got Barker right there behind him. I'd love to take it away from him. Let's see what happens. Zach Chapman's way back there in the back, but anything can go wrong on this track. We've already just seen it. Meantime, Moonen up front. And he's got Goldner right there on his back end, but it's heating up for the 3rd and 4th also.
There's Spees with a slide job over in 3 and 4. Let's see if he can hold it and make it work.
And Goldner with a slide job to the inside. Boy, let's see if he can. That thing's shot straight up the track. Here comes Moonen back to the inside. Took the lead back to him. Checkered flag out of 4. Moonen's going to get it done. Goldner tried. McCarron's going to hang on to the final transfer spot. What a ending to that one.
Yeah. Yeah, you had slide jobs for the lead. You had slide job for third. Oh, man, this feature.
Wow.
Wait for it.
Awesome one so far. 410s. You can see the power these guys have got to be able to sling these cars anywhere they can. And I think it's kind of what we're going to see is a slide job there at the end. Well, that brings us up to Heat Race 3. Gambler Motorsports here, esports racing team. They do dirt, sport, asphalt, and endurance style racing. Check them out on Facebook there at Gambler Motorsports and give them a like and share. Here tonight for Heat Race 3, we got Brian Moore Sr. out front, Nicholas Vicker there in second, Lane Snook in third, Brandon Schultz fourth, Terry Landis there in fifth, Lance Ripken sixth, Connor Ross in seventh, and, well, John's not going to be there, but he's in eighth.
Yeah, once again, they're in spirit.
Yep. Lane Snook has been able to take 1-2 tonight. The first one, the 305s, he looked a little more comfortable. That second one in the 360, he had to hang on to it a little bit there. He had some guys on his back end, and I think the one move we saw on the last lap there kind of helped him out. We'll have to see how well he pushes it on these 410s here tonight, though.
Yeah, this is going to be it'll be interesting to see. I mean, you got Brandon Schultz there who, just got a top 3 in the last race too. And of course, last season's 305 champ there with Nick Vickery and Brian Moore Sr., who's been quick in about everything here tonight. So again, that top, those top 4 transfers, the guys behind them, Terry Landis and Lance Ripka, Connor, those guys are going to really have to be on top of their game to go up there and take it from one of those top 4.
Gotta give a shout out there. You just mentioned something, Brian Moore Sr. He has been at the top spot pretty much all night long, so I'm going to say one of the most improved drivers that we've seen. I mean, I won't take anything away from his skill before, but this seems from the difference from last season to this season, definitely starting off strong.
Yeah, and sometimes car track combos just click. You go somewhere and it's just like, hey, I like this place, and maybe that's what's happened here with Brian. It's amazing. If you got a bad attitude about a track, I swear to God, it'll cost you a 10th. If you go somewhere you don't want. I mean, in all honesty, it really does. Whether it's a road course or oval, it doesn't matter. You go somewhere you just don't like. Happens when I go to Sebring. I hate Sebring. It just get a bad attitude and it makes for a tough night.
It does. Right now, Nicholas Vickery and company up there. His pace truck pulls off. You got Brian Moore Sr. Here we go. Green flag's about to fly. We're racing.
They go down into turn 2, side by side, 2-3 rows deep, and whoa!
Oh, Vickery got in the back end, and Moore Sr. shot him off the track. He's still racing, though. He's got a shot here still to get in there, and he does. He goes trying to fire back on the inside of Connor Ross.
That battle for that transfer spot is on.
Yes, it is. Terry Landis, Ross right there, neck and neck, or side by side with each other. Meantime, Schultz has moved out. You got Snook there sitting in second, Moore Sr. in third. So that's a 3-cart battle right there. And don't count out, though, Nicholas Vickery. He's still in the mix. So you got 4 cars right there trying to get into the show.
You got 4 guys battling for that last transfer spot, and all 4 of those guys are capable of winning this race tonight. So that is a knife fight happening out there.
Yeah, it is. You see right there. In the meantime, Ross was able to take a good slide job. Contact with a senior, and I believe that was Terry Landis upside down out of this one. That puts Nicholas Vickery back up to the 4th place spot, and Moore Sr. outside looking in.
Yeah, Moore kind of got that back end, stepped out on him. He had to catch it, and when he did it, he went down just a little bit. And when you're running close quarters, doesn't take much.
Absolutely. Right there, you see Nicholas Vickery hanging on to 4th. In the meantime, out front, you got Brandon Schultz holding down the top spot with Lane Snook. Not been able to pull in as they're about a 10th separating those two, and Moore Sr. still has got trouble. He's off the track, unfortunately. So Nicholas Vickery looks like he's going to hang on to that 4th and final transfer spot as Schultz is coming out of 4, going to win this heat race. Snook in 2nd, Ross 3rd. Vickery's going to bring her home in the final transfer.
Yeah, and for Vickery, it's not the heat he wanted, but he's in the show here, and with these edges of the way they are, man, I'd rather have that in my back pocket early rather than trying to have to go through that B.
Absolutely. So good heat race here tonight for our heat race number 3 there. Gambler Motorsports should pull us in on actually going to put us in our B main here. SBGC 3D Printing. Definitely check out Tom Taylor and company out there. Does awesome work with the 3D prints that he does. Check out all his work at sbgc3d.com. As Roger Craig's going to set it up front. Zach Chapman there in second. Brian Moore Sr. in third. Donovan Ross in fourth. Bob DeGood in fifth. Terry Landis in sixth. Luke Gazarick in seventh. Ross Corrente in eighth. Lance Ripken ninth. Daniel Vault 10th. And Jeffrey Barker is in 11th. And from my knowledge, everyone should make this.
That's correct. So right now, you want to win this. You want to be as far up as you possibly can, because that's gonna be tough sledding once this feature goes
so
out.
Roger's gonna win.
Yeah, I mean he's on the point. So we'll see how it goes. There's a couple of good guys in here. I'm gonna be interested to see what Terry Landis does. He runs the bottom an awful lot here. I'm gonna be interested to see if he gets down there and to see how it works. See if he can get it working.
Now, running the bottom in this car, does the car still get bogged down a lot?
You got the power to kick it loose and then keep the RPMs up and all that. What you have to be real careful with when you run the bottom is actually spinning the tires, coming up out of the corner, get back in the throttle a little too quick, and about in the center of the corner. If you kick the back out too far, you just scrub too much speed, and even if you can keep your RPMs up at that point, you're still going to lose a position. So it's a little challenge to keep the car straight and get it through the corner.
All right, good info right there. Preston says, well, you jinxed him. Let's hope not. Well, let's see this. Here we go. Roger and Company's going to bring him to the line. Base trucks in, green flag flies. We're racing here for the B main tonight, and already, tell you what, Chapman got a little bit of sideways up right at the top.
The tires coming to the green there, but he's recovered and got a good run. But look at Donovan Ross split the two, and we got a wreck out back.
Yeah, we do. It puts Ross Corrente, Brian Moore Sr. wrecking in the back. But boy, what a move by Donovan Ross. You're right. Split the middle right there. He threaded the needle out front. Here comes Chapman down low. Craig's hanging on the third. Landis is right there along with it. But boy, it's a battle for the lead right now.
Sure is. These guys aren't giving each other an inch.
Absolutely not. You see Chapman down low, Ross up high right now. He's pulling that thing out of the turn big time. Now he gets a little bit of breathing room. Landis is hanging on to the fourth place spot. He is trying to see if he can't pull up on the back tail tank there of Craig. Not going down low. Oh, Roger bobbles coming out of the turn. That's going to lose a lot of momentum on his end.
Yeah, it was, but it was a really good save on his part. He almost went right over the edge.
Yeah, and actually, the reason he bobbled is he saw Landis down low and didn't want to get into him, so he kind of overcorrected it there a little bit. And like you said, was able to hang on to it right now, still running forward. Gazarick, though, he's hanging on to the fourth place spot. He's up high. Here comes Vault and Company along with him. Bob DeGood back there, too. It's still battle with Chapman and Landis. Landis is the man on the move.
Yeah, he is, and he's picking them up, laying them down, and he's towards the bottom right now.
Yep, he's loving that bottom side. Just that thing looks like a Bronco bull coming out of the turns, though. RG's got his hands full so far in the third place spot. Terry Landis, Chapman's hanging on to second. Rollins, in the meantime, though, is walking off into the midnight moon as you still see the battle for second right here.
Yeah, and these guys aren't, you think they're trying to win the main event as hard as they're running each other.
Absolutely. White flag one more time. Donovan Ross and Company. Terry Landis, he pulls it to second. Chapman's there. Don't think he's close enough to make anything happen. Gazarick's right there in the third place spot. Last turn, final time. Gazarick slings it in there. Not going to get it done. Chapman gets it. Boom. Hangs on to third, but Donovan Ross brings it home tonight.
Yeah, look at all the dust, too. That's just for the 11 cars, and these guys are kicking the dust up a whole lot more than the other ones.
Going to be a wild one here for our feature as we're going to set this thing up here for your Hometown Heroes 410 wing sprints here tonight. Coast to Coast Racing League. Here we go, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here for our intermission as we're going to have our feature here shortly.
people want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today, we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Cool-Ray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
All right, folks, here we go. Let's get set here. Feature time tonight. Our hometown heroes here for the 410 wing sprint. Kyle Mooner is going to be the man out front. We've got 23, the bad fast boys in the 410 wing sprint. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it is. I'm on the edge of my seat. I think once these things going, I don't think I need my seat anymore. If I was here, really, I'd be just standing.
Absolutely. I want to see what these guys have got. I mean, we've seen all night long, passing and slide jobs and just all over the place, some great racing. Oh, I don't know. When we talk about the dust, too, we'll have to see what that comes into play. Is visibility going to hurt some of these guys?
I think so. I went and hopped in a couple cockpits and looked at some of their views, and visibility is going to be an issue. Someone's going to go off the track here tonight because they couldn't see. It's just a matter of who and when.
Here we go. Lights off on the pace truck. Feature here tonight. Lernerville, hometown heroes. 410 wing sprint. Mooning up front. Got a slew of them behind him, bringing them around to the line. Green flag. We're racing here tonight, and he already spins the tires.
Easy to do in these cars with all that power, but look at that, 3 wide for second, third, fourth, as they go down the backstretch into turn 2.
Yes, it is. In the turn, like you said, they're still stacked up 3 wide all the way back. Brandon Schultz right there, Kyle Mooner and company, but it's Shreves out front here. Lane Snooks already took it to second place here already. He's going to see if he can't run down Shreves. But meantime, behind him, though, it is a wild race. And we talked about it. Let's go to Connor Ross right here. And, oh, wait a minute. Well, first off, we got one over. That's Brandon Schultz. That brings out the yellow here. Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay real quick and see exactly maybe what transpired on him. He was kind of in the middle of all that mess up front, and they were 3 and 2 wide back there. See Schultz up top right there. He's 3 wide. He's in the top side. Little bit of touch going to the turn, and he just, next turn here.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure that.
I think he had to check up because the car in front of him looks like got a little wiggly. He might have checked up, and then another car behind him got into him, and I'm not sure who that was that got. Stephen Goldner was the one who went flying around upside down too. So I think Stephen, it was kind of an accordion effect there. It kind of looked like there was a car in front that got a little sideways, and I think Schultz might have checked up a little bit. And unfortunately, Goldner nowhere to go.
That vision might have been part of the issue there. There was a lot of dust going up there, and it looked like Schultz was just wanting to take a little bit lower of a line. When he turned down there, might have just scrubbed just enough speed for Goldner to get the back of him. I mean, it's just kind of one of those racing deals, really tough. But when you're doing 130 mile an hour, inches off each other, doesn't take much.
Anything can happen. Anything here. Well, I tell you what, so here we go. Hometown heroes here tonight. Kicking off the season for the Coast2Coast Racing League, folks. Been a very good one so far amongst all these guys here. We got the 410 wing sprint. Looks like they're going to go single file this time. Pace trucks off. That's going to put Shreves and Snook up front. Shreves gets a good chunk along. Here goes with Snook, too. Boy, wow. I don't know what kind of rocket ship, man, Snook had, but he took off and took the lead. But here comes Shreves back to the inside.
Oh, man, that was a great start by Lane. And now Randy has got to defend right off the bat.
Got a feeling Randy had to have spun the tires on that start because just a shot that Snook had. I mean, he didn't jump the start. He didn't do anything wrong. He just had a run, and it looked like maybe the Shreves just kind of maybe have spun those tires. But Moonin right now pulls it up in the second. Shreves is losing a lot of ground back in third. He's got Connor Ross and company there along with Spees.
And Joe, next time that Lane tells you he doesn't like a track, you need to call us on him.
Well, there's sometimes guys say they don't like a track, they end up doing good at them. I've had that happen over the NASCAR side of things too. Some guys say, I don't like this place, and they end up running quite well. Right now, he's running very well. right on board here with Steven Spees, kind of see what he sees right now. Not too bad. I mean, he's got a good full, mirror right there of would be Shreves in front of him and Connor Ross down low. I mean, he does see a lot of dust, though.
Yeah, especially coming out of corner exit. Oh, we have another caution.
Roger Craig,
Zach
unfortunately. Yep.
Yeah, Roger.
Go back on the replay here and Malcolm Mills replay and see what happened to him. You see that dust is real heavy back there in the back. As Roger's right there by himself, he's down low. He's right there near Moore Sr. A little bit sideways. Car didn't get out of the turn well that time. He's hanging down low. And side by side with Moore Sr. there. Oh, Roger just drove in the turn. Looked like Chapman was slowing up, and then Moore Sr. kind of toppled Chapman over.
Yeah, it happens quick. You misjudge your corner, then you come in with a head of steam like that. And, not much you can do when you come in with that much momentum in. Car's going to take you where it wants to take you at that point.
Well, guys, if Snook is tired and he don't like the track, he must have drunk some Red Bull before the race.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. We still got a long way to go here, and as we're coming back to the green, so he's got some heavy hitters right behind him.
And anything can happen here with these 410s. Green flag flies, we're back racing. He gets a good jump out front, though. Shreves is there with him. Moonin's there sitting in Sackett. You got Chapman hanging on to it, too. He's got a good battle going on here, right here with, looks like with Spees and company.
Yeah, the battle right now from about, 5th to about 10th is really tight, and then 10th through 15th is tight.
Yes, it is. A little bit more spread out than what we were seeing with the 360 and the 305s, because it's got a lot more power to be able to do that. Some guys a little bit better on the, kind of sliding these cars around, but right now still some good battling going throughout the whole entire field.
Yeah, throttle control is what's separating the field here. You got some guys that can do it really well. You got some guys that struggle with it, and that's pretty much where you're going to end up in the future. If you're someone that has to work on your throttle control, you're probably going to be in the middle to the back. If you're really good with it, you're going to be up front with track conditions like this.
You got Nicholas Vickery right there in the double O machine. He's back in 9th. He's battling there with Blake Chapman. They got a good battle going on side by side. Vickery up top, running the cushion. Oh, it's almost 4 wide. Aiden Young got up there. Yep, Ross Corrente crashing in the back. Go back on a Malcolm Mills replay here.
As a simple jump into the cushion.
Yeah. Oh, yep, right there. Shoot. Off. And don't stop. All right. I'm going to put them back up again.
Sitting in VR and I'm seeing all this dust, it makes me want to have to go get a Q-tip, clean my ears out, dirt out everything. A lot here for this thing.
It is. I mean, and it's cool effect. I mean, it gives kind of the realism out there for these guys of what they have to put up with and so forth, so on. I mean, the visibility, just trying to get an idea of what they see, maybe the tear-offs and whatnot. But, yeah, I mean, not only that, to put up with the track positions, the dirt, the dust, they got to put up with that power of that machine, too, of which way is it going to throw them going into the turns.
Yeah, it's they got a lot on their plate here, and that's what makes it fun, though. I mean, those guys, I'm sure, in those cars, I bet you every one of them are having a good time. Even if they had a little bit of trouble, once they get going again, that kind of washes away. And you get back to racing, you get back to work, and
Lane said he's not.
Yeah, it's amazing how you go from being ruffled up at that green flag's in, you go right back to work, and it's amazing how you get amnesia and you forget everything pretty quick.
Oh, absolutely. Getaway here as the pace truck pulls all single file here. Snook's going to bring him to the line. Green flag. We're back racing. Mooning right behind him. He's got Shreves going to go to the inside. They're 3 wide there. Connor Ross down low, cutting it through the grass a little bit. I'm going to see if we can't get a little bit of advantage. Didn't work out that time, so Ross going to try it again down low.
Yeah, Connor's got that bottom going. I think he's got it better than anybody else going in the field. Now I see a couple guys behind him see that, and they're going down there and giving it a shot.
I think they need green flag laps, though. That's the thing. These cautions might be hurting them a little bit on that, trying to get that low line going. But you're right. Something we have to keep our eye on if we get a long, stretch here to the end. And Connor Ross get that middle low line happening and get up there, because Lane Snook's not walking away from the field. Remember, this happened in the 360s. As where the guy in second place was able to run him down as time went on. Here comes Moonen closing in.
Yeah, and we got another caution.
G.J. Boydell.
Yep, off over in turn 1.
Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay here. Check out what happened to Boydell. He was a little bit out of shape. Boom, contact between him and Brian Moore, and then he just pretty much just got booted off the track.
If you start tank slapping like that, the best thing to do is just kind of let your foot come off the throttle a little bit and get it back under control. Brian, he didn't really have anywhere to go. Just when you got that much power and those tires start spinning, that can happen pretty easy.
One of them racing things here is still Snook out front, Moonen there in second. How y'all liking the race out there so far, folks? Appreciate everybody tuning in. Hit those likes and shares. Good kick off the season here for the hometown heroes here tonight. There has been some good racing so far.
Really has. Lernerville is going to be a good track this season, that's for sure. And I'll be interested to see the chat between some of the drivers this week and whatnot, and listen to some of the feedback. I got to think that, like I said, they got to be having fun out there.
Steven says, Bandy built. All right.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
I guess that's his team, Bandy built.
Steven Goldner?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's those are his guys.
All right. Here we go. Who's Lane race for?
He's a Vanderbilt guy. Yeah,
oh, he's Vanderbilt. Oh, okay. Well,
yep.
All right. We don't want to hear it, Steve.
Yeah, they are the gold standard. I mean, when I'm putting sets up, they're the best.
Wow. Lights off on the pace car here. Well, hats off. I mean, Snook's come out here. He's pretty much started where he left off last season at Cedar Lake. Even though he did say earlier he didn't kind of like this track, maybe after tonight he'll be like, well, I kind of like this track now.
Yeah, but those Vanderbilt guys, like I said, gold standard. Those are the guys that we chase, and they're all good. It's not just setup; these guys can drive.
Right now, green flag flies. Snook gets a good jump. Moving right there in second. You got Shreves there along with Ross hanging on in the third place. McCarron there sitting in fourth. Aiden Young, he's in the mix right there in about the sixth place spot. As it looked like McCarron got a little wiggly down low.
Easy to do here. This track's getting really slick and getting treacherous with the dust and everything else. And we got about 10 laps to go here. You gotta go now.
That's fast and furious. Snook still holding on at the top spot, riding along here with McCarron. See what he sees down low. He's got a clear racetrack there. Looks like Terry Landis is upside down in the back. Unfortunately, yep, he's way off the track. Is he gonna try to get it back on?
Caution, yellow flag.
Should be able to run down. Up there it is.
Don't. Oh, why the caution came? Oh, it's Donovan Ross.
We're looking at Landis. Somebody else had trouble, huh?
Yeah, Landis was off the track, and he was just waiting. He was waiting way off the track for guys to go around. In the meantime, Donovan Ross. Let's watch him here on the Malcolm Mills replay. See, he's 3 wide right there with Brian Moore Sr. Looks like a car in front of him checked up, and then he sent a car sailing. Ross did. I don't know who he sent sailing. And then he went sailing himself. And then pretty much where he parked it at is what caused the caution there, or where it got stopped at. Is why it got there. But yeah, I don't know who got into it. He might have been the one that got into Landis. Because it looked like Landis' car that went shooting off the side of the track.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's really difficult here, because if you get a guy that will come across your nose or whatever, and you break your momentum or just turn to avoid hitting them or getting hit, you go right off the track. And I do know some guys actually use that as a strategy and will purposely come across your nose just for that. So that'll be something to kind of watch out for and whatnot. You're just on such an edge here, and with no wall to catch you if you get a little bit out. Sometimes, like you say, go fishing. That's about all you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and set to go back green. Lights off on the pace truck here. Pace truck's going to duck off on. Snook and Company up there going to go single file here. Turning them in turn 3 and 4. Green flag. Lane gets a good jump, and he spins those tires coming out of the turn, though.
Yeah, he's down in that tack where it's all still got, it's not slick, so that's why he's getting that launch down there.
I got to give him credit, and that might be where the youngness played in there. I mean, he held on to that car. That's the reflexes that he's got. So definitely was able to hang on to it because it went wild on him. But here comes Moon and tearing on his back bumper. You're right.
You also got a battle for 3rd and 4th there. Connor is still working that bottom, and it's getting a little.
Lance Ripka. I got a Malcolm Mills replay here. Lance Ripka back here in the back, down low in that 25 machine. And it looks like him and Roger Craig got together coming out of the turn, and Lance got the worst end of it.
Yeah, Roger got the back step out on him and had to catch it. And when you get that back out like that and you go to catch it, you everybody goes down a half a lane. And somebody down there, that's a racing deal. It just happens. It no good for either guy because that could damage Roger's car too.
Laps winding down here, so see what happens. Who's going to get it? About 6 to go here. Hometown Heroes here with the 410 winged sprints. It's been all the Lane Snook show here tonight. As he took the 305s earlier, 360s after that. Got Kyle Moonen breathing down his back end here, though, for this lead. Let's see. Can he hang on to it for another 5-6 laps?
Yeah, I can promise you, Kyle learns something every restart and seeing what Lane's doing, and he can use that to his advantage if he can get it down. We'll see if Lane changes it up any here to try to get an advantage.
Absolutely. Lights off on the pace car. Pace truck here. We're getting set to go green flag racing here. Single file again. Pace truck's in. Snook gets another good start on this one. Boy, I tell you what, Connor Ross did too. Wow. He shot that thing out of a cannon. Wasn't able to hang on to it down low, though, but he got it up there. Gave Mooner a little bit of scare.
He sure did. He got a nice launch, and then it propelled him. But, like you said, he couldn't hang on to it. But now we're closing in here. Got about 4 laps to go, and Moonen and Snook have pulled out again. And we'll see if we got another caution.
Roger Craig, unfortunately, let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay here and see what happened to him. He's in the back here. Him and Chapman came together, and boom. Gosh. That was a beautiful start by Connor Ross.
Yeah, and the thing that stinks, and you kind of worry, he showed his hand. So if Kyle is at all concerned about him, he might think about trying to avoid that from happening again, or he may just keep doing what he was doing. So it'll be interesting now what Moonen does. Does he go after Lane, or does he protect the spot, or does he do both?
Well, and from what you're saying there too, it looked like when Ross, he got that awesome jump, but he also killed a lot of momentum in the following turn afterwards. So maybe, we're talking about Mooning there, that might be something he's just, okay, I'm not worried about it because I saw he lost a lot of momentum and I can just get it right back.
when you run all the way down to the inside down the front straightaway, you can't arc the corner, so you've got to turn it, and it's really hard to keep your momentum up. You've got to kind of wash out to the wall a little bit just to get that turn in. Connor didn't do that there and really paid the price once you got to turn 2, as then all of a sudden it looked like Moonin was shot out of a cannon coming out of 2. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Connor may want to do something different here. Maybe he saw that he lost all that time, and these are all, good things to be watching for.
Absolutely. Pace trucks in. Here we go. 4 to go here tonight. Hometown. It's all Snook out front. Moonin and company behind him, though. He gets another good jump, and Ross is going to try that again on the inside. Is he going to definitely have that momentum into turn 1 or 2? See, that's what I'm saying. He just bogs it down a little bit.
Might even cost him third this time.
He's still going to maintain down there. Yeah, it's just that low line just doesn't have the bite coming out of the turn. You see Moonin's able to push off. Still, Ross is going to hang down low. You got Shreves up there in the third place spot. So, in the meantime, Snook's walking away. Here's the laps winding down.
Coming down to it now, and it looks like Lane's got it firmly in control, but we got a hornet's nest once again from about 6 on back.
Yes, we do. Shreves right there in 4th. He's up top. He pushes Aiden up some out of the final turn. Lane Snook's going to bring it home here tonight. Connor Ross is going to bring it home in 3rd. And you're going to have Kyle Moonin bringing it home in 2nd place here tonight. But, boy, I tell you what, a clean sweep Snook has done all night long.
Yeah, you got to take your hats off to him. I mean, you earn it in these things. So, Bandy 1 and 2, you got Gambler 3rd and then 5th. So, not a bad team night for those 2 teams.
Absolutely not. I tell you what, all around good night here for the hometown heroes, folks. Here we're going to get a word in with a lot of these guys up here, but what a race, what a finish, and what an exciting kickoff here tonight for these guys. I appreciate all the new sponsors coming on board here too tonight. Definitely is, man, what a race. What a wild one.
Yeah, just a great night. I mean, not just this race, but, heck, all 3 of them.
Absolutely.
Right.
Let's bring up Connor Ross, 3rd place man. Let's get a word with him.
Connor, this is John up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Hey, man, a good night here. You've got to squeeze out a 3rd place here, and you were up front in the last race. How big of a change was it going from the 360s and jumping into 410? I have to think it took a few to kind of get all that timing back down.
Definitely did. I think it would have been harder. It would definitely be harder if we ran the 305s in the middle. So I'm glad we're running 360s, but even that's a big jump. Like, even just, you can get in the gas a lot harder. Not a lot harder, but you can get more throttle and put through the slick. And in these, I don't know what I could have changed. I had nothing for Moonin or Snook. I think I wanted to try the top side in 1 and 2. I think I could have gained some time there, but other than that, I just wanted to come home 3rd after the last race.
You were holding your own on the bottom, and I was sitting there thinking, man, I couldn't tell if it was actually slower or faster down there. It looked like it was faster down in 3 and 4, but a little bit slower over in 1 and 2. You were making impeccable starts. Were you doing anything? You tell everybody kind of what you were doing or what you were trying to do on the starts, because you got some really good launches, especially those last 2.
I think I was just reading Lane starts better than Moonin was. I didn't think Lane changed his restarts up that much from the previous ones, and I kind of just guessed correctly. I tried to stay in the single file lane as much as I could, but I think it was just my timing.
Well, it showed. Well, good run tonight. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Schultz Heating and Cooling, A&J Custom Creations, John Hine, all the Gambler guys, Zach, Aiden, Steven, Daniel. Got to thank my real life sponsors, Burger Barn, Petro Plus, H1 Construction, Retail Design Group, GeForce TV. Got to thank Joe and you for putting the broadcast on, OSRN Network, and Roger for putting the league together.
Great. Good job again on your 3rd place finish. Good showing for Gambler. That's Connor Ross with your 3rd place finish here tonight.
Yeah, it is. Connor bringing it home in third here tonight. Good run for him there, like you said. So pulling it off at a 4:10. Well, Kyle Moonen here hanging on to second here tonight.
This is John up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Hey, bud. Heck of a night for you. You're runner-up. I asked Connor this, so I'm going to ask you the same thing here. How big of a change was it going from the 360 over to the 410? You know, all that extra speed on corner entry.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit different. Wheel spin was definitely the biggest thing. It's a lot easier to smoke the tires off and gets you all sideways. But then again, you know, for the 360 race, it seemed like it was a little slicker to me, you know, which made it a little bit harder. So.
Wow, that's surprising. For that to be a little slicker than the 410s. You probably weren't at full throttle at any point, were you?
There at the beginning a little bit. I mean, if you'd hit the corner perfect, sometimes you could get full throttle down the straightaway, but not really there towards the end at all.
Well, you had two restarts there, two shots to get Lane there at the end. Walk me through those starts. Is there anything you think you could have done different to get around him, or was he just locked in there?
He was, once he kind of found the top of 3 and 4 there, I really didn't have nothing for him. I could kind of run him down there, but, you know, we both were running the same line, and that's kind of where the grip was. So it was going to be, I was going to have to catch him at the right time and start throwing, you know, some sliders to get around him.
Yeah, man, you guys put on a fantastic show. I really enjoyed watching that. Anybody want to give a shout out here for your second place finish?
Just all the guys at Vanderbilt, you know, Lane's one of them, and Brandon and Jesse and Fitz and Goldner and Lacey and Ross Krenna does all of our paints at Velocity Race Design, and just you guys for the broadcast and everyone for the league.
Well, thank you, man. Hey, great race again. Hope to see you down the road, and that's Kyle Moonen with your podium second place tonight.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Right there, like you said, Kyle Moonen, man, bringing it home in second. Well, this guy here, 3 for 3. Lane Snook here tonight. Lane, you in the booth? Got a copy? Lane, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, are you still tired?
No.
If I woke up here, I tell you what. Well, I got also asked, do you still not like Lernerville because now you're 3 for 3?
No, I still don't like it, but I don't know. It's a love-hate relationship, I guess.
Well, definitely loving being in Victory Lane, and like you said, 305, 360, and the 410 tonight to sweep the first race here of the season here at the Hometown Heroes for the Coast2Coast Racing League. How's it feel to put it in Victory Lane?
It feels pretty good to put it in Victory Lane for all 3 races. I didn't really feel any good in that race again, but I guess it was, like I said in the last 2 interviews, I was good enough to get it done.
Well, absolutely. Well, you know, was you worried a little bit with Kyle back there behind you? I mean, looked like he was able to close in on you a couple times. And this machine, the 410, on those restarts, you got to be a little more throttle controlled with it.
Yeah, I kept getting decent restarts, but I wasn't really too nervous with him behind me. He always races me clean, and I knew he wouldn't wreck me or anything. So, and I was faster than him in 1 and 2, and he was definitely faster than me in 3 and 4. But I kind of found the top there at the end. Well, actually, Brandon told us about it and started running that, and I think I started pulling away. I'm not sure, but that's what I did.
Absolutely, definitely did it. Looked fine doing it, putting in Victory Lane here tonight. You got anybody you want to thank, man, for this 410 wing sprint win?
Yep, I'd like to thank Velocity Design, Vanderbilt Racing, Jesse, Brandon, Fitzy, Moonen, Lacey, Goldner, JP, Dirt Doctor Trucking, Bio.com, Powerhouse Motorsports, Wagner Brothers, you guys for the broadcast, C2C Racing League, Universal Settlement Service, Jack on Harvest Stages, Keystone Alliance, KKP, Keystone Welding Products, Fox's Pizza Den, Mexico Ridge Beef Farms, Note Group Designs, Old Hatchery, and Fitzy's Perfect Photography.
Well, I tell you what, like you said, what an awesome night it is to kick off the Hometown Heroes again there, Lane. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
There we go, Lane Snook putting it in victory lane here tonight. Awesome run by him as always. Well, I tell you what a night it was here. These guys definitely doing everything they needed to do. I enjoyed it myself. I hope you did. Got any final words on it there, John?
No, just outstanding night. I can't wait for next week. Hope it gets here quick.
Yes, it is. It was an interesting one for myself and everybody here at the Coast to Coast Racing League, and for the Hometown Heroes there in the Cool Rays Heating and Cooling. For myself and everyone, have a good night.